is happening more to small. Politicians want to make their decision just to small. You want to know what happening in the ministry to small. To small. To small. You from Fonjema, Maryland to small. To small. If you eat kepa, graduate, my brother to small. You got a small TV, you got a small radio to small. To small. You want to get a news update, to small. What? Yeah. Rastafari. Kilibamba, kilibamba, kilibamba. Kilibamba, kilibamba, kilibamba. What I want? Yes, what you bought today? Yes, what you bought today?
Fiscal quarter of the year. We have not received budget performance report. We will be asking and demanding for budget performance report before we put ourselves on the record to vote on this budget. We are not against this budget. Let's make it clear. We are not against passage of a budget that is supposed to impact our people and our country. Our role is to critique. Our role is to perform oversight. Our role is to ensure that the proper things are done before we pass the budget. I have few concerns. HPX, whatever it is contributing 30 million to the budget. Maybe I forgot. Is there an existing agreement between the government of Liberia and this HPS regarding our railroad, the usage of our railroad, and has that agreement been brought before this body for our legislative consideration? No. How are we including in our budget a source of revenue? Which source, which source has not been legal now in keeping with the practice and the process? HPX is supposed to be a concessionaire. And the concessionaire that is in the volume of the requirement that's supposed to bring it before the legislature for ratification. Have we done so? So we're taking more money, but we have not done the legal thing to bring the agreement before this body for critique and ratification or rejection. How are we taking people 30 million and then legislature in no how they assess it? I need to know the answer to those. Number 2, World Bank loan.
Again, before that, we are going to listen, not clap. I don't want to clap because this is now pageantry. This is important thing we're talking about. Spoke to the foreign minister, how are we going to vote? We're going to vote for diplomacy. We're going to vote for peace. And I remember I mentioned to the foreign minister, if the entire world gets together for diplomacy and peace, I cannot be left out. Because I'm the former peace ambassador for the United Nations. And because I work with the United Nations for peace, this time around, it's not a vote against America. It's an appeal and a vote with the United Nations and the rest of the African country for peace. I'm begging to ECOWAS, AU, in all of my speeches, I spoke against unconstitutional mandate and the rule of law and civility. I have no interest. My interest is humanity, to save people. I complained about the war in Liberia. I brought people to Liberia for our war to stop. There's no way I can call for war in other countries. Even if I don't know about the war, the only thing I can do is to beg. Say no matter what happens, just ceasefire. A wicked person in the embassy on November 4th, on the 12th to vote, that person, whatever the date, that Liberian that voted for war is a wicked Liberian, and God will not spare that person. Every innocent life, young people left that they taken in that war because that person voted. They will also feel the wrath of the two living God. Now, why they don't know? This is conventional. We going back now, they voted wrongly, we're going to fix it. We're going to fix it. And our vote will be with the vote of all countries that cover diplomacy and now war. Whether or not you are doing it because you believe that God you are living now, letting your negative image, you are wasting your time. The one who voted for war is a Liberian that don't believe in peace, security, and human life. It's not the president. And the reason I'm saying this, but the president did not know. Because when you try to sabotage people, you got to look around first to see whether there's a way. If you force the way, of course, those things will come up. I went to the state of Israel, visited my good friend. We spoke lengthily, and I left. I came back to Liberia, boom, unexpected attack on the state of Israel. We've been monitoring to find out what the world will do so we can make sure that we come to peace.
Amen.
And diplomacy. And on November 4th, I wrote the same man that used to work, that was staff in the foreign ministry in America. He said, and it's very serious, and I'm going to say it, that George Weah will not go to election. Well, I want to tell you, you think he's a rebel. But other people present more than other people. You think you're president, they pass mark. No, some people they pass more than mark. I don't know why he meant that I will not go to elections. But I want to say to him, and I'll call it here, Louis Brown. Louis Brown was sacked because he was out of the code of diplomacy. He doesn't know diplomacy at all. He doesn't know the difference between America and Liberia. He doesn't know our relationship with America. He doesn't know that America is our traditional partner. And that man, and he doesn't listen to leaders. That man, in the ministry, we asked that man to vote for America. He voted as in America, and that's why we sacked him. For Now understanding that we in America, we have a fight.
Madam President, what's your position on decriminalising homosexual acts in Liberia?
I've already taken a position on that, we're not going to sign any such law.
You won't sign any law to decriminalise?
I won't sign any law that has to do with that area, none whatsoever. We like ourselves just the way we are.
And what about decriminalising the current law?
Quite frankly, I'm not quite sure even if we're going to see a law go through our legislature on that, so I doubt it seriously.
But at the moment, I mean, voluntary sodomy is illegal at the moment. So in essence, homosexuality for two gay men under the books is illegal in Liberia.
We've got certain traditional values in our society that we'd like to preserve.
Yes, sir. A special one from the CEO, Stan coming with the spoon. And your boy, Friday the Southern Band. Charges on the beat.
To the spoon to get your information. To the spoon to be part of our discussion. Spoon television. Spoon.
Okay, tune to Spoon Television, Spoon Radio. Of course, this is where we are. We want to say welcome again to another edition of the program, The Late Night Show, The Late Night Politics on Spoon. Thanks for joining us tonight. We are live on Spoon TV, on Fabric TV, and on Super TV on Facebook. On YouTube, we are there at Spoon Talk Live. And we're also live on Spoon FM 107.5, Fabric 101.1, and Super 95.5, and also on other radio stations across the country. My name is Nelson Colette, and this is where we get to talk about the trending national issues on the late night show. We disagree, but we agree as well. But we try to make sure that we push the agenda that has to do with Liberia. Liberia's interest is what we promote right here on this platform. And again, I want to say welcome. Thanks for joining us on the show tonight. Let me go across now and bring in the guys. I see Officer Hans Johnson is already here. Let me bring him in. Officer Johnson, welcome to the show. It's good to have you.
Thank you. Thank you. Pleasure.
Okay. Yeah, and for every time I see is it a design, the background, or how do you call it? A furniture, or
She put it
you
together.
know, it reminds me of, sometimes I want to think it's a ladder that, you know,
It
was
is.
just okay.
So a lot of the country cloth, and she came up with the design in the living room. I sent a
Okay.
picture to you. You didn't get it?
Okay.
I will redo.
Okay. Well, it's good to have you on the show tonight.
Thank you.
Welcome. Let me bring in Raymond. Raymond, the man with all the barroom in the background. I don't know whether the man a barroom medicine or. But Raymond, welcome to the show.
Yeah, so the president elect will always remember his promise he made to the people that all season round the roads would be pliable, and so that the Liberian people can be able to commute freely from one place to another, boost the economy. Industry, farm to market, farmers could be able to take their crops to the market. And we can grow more food and people can be more nutritional and be happy.
Okay.
So that's my advocacy. Remind the president like the conditions of our roads.
That's a very unique advocacy. And again, I want to say welcome to the show. Today, I hope I don't forget. I'll be putting up that which was sent to me yesterday. I didn't pull it up because at some point we got caught up. I hope to pull it up today. I'm trying to even find it. The chats have flooded in, but I will try to find it. Uh, we are on a journey to prove Raymond's Liberianness in the midst of in
Multiple
the,
allegations, huh?
in the midst of mounting allegations that Raymond looks Nigerian. Francis, welcome to the show.
Morning, good evening. How you guys doing?
What's up,
Yeah,
Francis?
it's good to have you. Um, yeah, since Francis changed the was it an office chair he had in the basement? Francis always comes on like he's in and anyway.
How is it coming up, bro?
Like you all the way down, like you know that thing where you all the way down, then they put the camera over your head.
Oh, you know what? Maybe let me see something. Let me see something. Is this better?
Yeah, yeah, I think it's better
Okay,
now.
it's my tripod that was high when I had the office chair. It was
Oh,
so now I have to
okay.
adjust it.
So you just have to adjust it, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's good to have you on. Let me bring in Moba. Moba, welcome to the show.
Zoge!
What's up, Jenna? What's up?
Jenna guy.
Yeah. It's good to have you on, man. Moba, what's going on?
Nothing much, my man. I just been busy feeding the album. Good. Are you sure? Yeah.
Man, I'll need some of you tomorrow at 6 o'clock.
You need what?
I'll need some of you guys tomorrow at 6 o'clock in the evening, man. I'll do my
okay.
tomorrow.
Recess time, right?
No, this one is just Christmas giveaway. So I'll post a link in the chat room. 6 p.m.
Okay.
our time, but be 11 p.m. Liberia time.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. Certainly. And again, we're here tonight. We will have the rest of the guys joining in. We ask you to please share the program as you come on. Share the show so we have a great conversation going on tonight. Yeah, so lots of things happening. I just like us to do the quick 1 minute what's on your mind, and then we're gonna move over to other issues here to talk about. So we can start that with Francis, and then Officer Johnson, Officer Hans. Yeah, Officer Hand, and then Heinz. Then
Like
we move on to Moba. I see Raymond has locked off. It's like this.
Maybe I think his audio was giving problem.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I noticed that as well. So Francis, we'd like you to just kickstart. Let's
just
hear
quickly.
You.
I saw an interview with outgoing Representative Akaz Gray on OK TV or some other thing today. I think it was at demonstration campus. Today or yesterday, he was at demonstration campus, and he came outside. Demonstration on Camp Johnson Road area there. I think Camp Johnson and Madonna Street or something.
Clay Street.
Clay Street or Camp Johnson Road intersection area there. And he was talking something about how they're gonna pressure JMB government to turn Prince Johnson over. But these journalists in Liberia, my question is, you should be if somebody is giving you a statement, you should be ready to have a follow-up question. Like if he's talking about pressurizing JMB for them to turn over Prince Johnson, why can't they ask him? You've been there for 6 years as representative, as lawmaker. Why did you pressurize George Weah to turn you over? But all they just sit there and shut their mouth. Even people in the comment section were saying it. So my Liberian people, we all pray that all of these warlords, that people that brought war to our country and killed over 200,000 people in Liberia, they should all be brought to justice. From the Prince Johnson to the Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, all these warlords, all the people that killed Jeremy Bonnegate, all of them should be brought to justice. But don't let them play on your emotion. They've been there. They stay there. Right now, George Weah can call for that code. He can start the process if he's serious about it. But they're not saying none of that stuff. But they want to disrupt your life. What Joe Podcast will be focusing on redeveloping the country, raising the funds that they stole from you guys, and updating our hospital, our education system. They want to play on your emotion to disrupt the process that's supposed to happen in Liberia that will be good for the Liberian people. So don't pay them no mind. When he's talking, his nonsense, tell him you're better food. Me, I'm hungry, so go sit down. Don't pay attention to them. Whatever is supposed to happen in our country, the JMB government will do it. We know preachers are all supposed to answer that question. But don't let none of the outgoing crooks try to play on your mind, because now he's going to be podcast host. No other job for him. He's not competent to do anything else. So thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Francis, let's hear you. Hand. What's on your mind?
Thanks, Nelson. And somebody in the group says you should work on them too. Some, not group, but
in the comment section, right?
Yeah. Good morning and good afternoon, evening, wherever you are. I want to say thank you. Welcome to the show. Appreciate the audience. What's on my mind is the Liberians from the diaspora, meaning all over, that are going home.
Okay.
And when I was in Liberia in February, I encountered a situation. I know every day we come here, we bash the officers and staff at RIA, but there are some good people that are working at RIA. In February, I was there, and this one immigration officer, this guy, he was so professional. I just couldn't get his name because he was so busy working, getting people books. Then, we were exiting. I was leaving, not coming in. I was leaving, coming back to the States. And this guy, I went to custom stamped my book. I went to the immigration officer. He stamped my book, say, have a safe trip, and wish you could come back. And he was just the nicest person I've encountered. I will tell you for a fact, if I had my way, I would have gotten this man information and kept in contact with him. I feel so bad, but I know him by face when I see him. What I'm saying this is, we Liberians from in the diaspora, sometimes we go back home. We ourselves are the problems. We create problems, and we tend to make the Liberian officials do sometimes look bad. I know we bash these people every night, but again, let's give credence where it's due. There are some good, hardworking officers. There was this one guy who tried to bypass the line, and the officer told him to step by. I don't know what country he was. I know he was a Liberian coming back to this. I know maybe the States or somewhere, Europe or where, but he just went off insulting, cussing, and everybody just looking at him. Things that you're not doing in America and other countries to the immigration places, don't do it when you go home. As much as we can say that these people, this and that, these people too doing their work. And when that officer told him to step back and he started insulting that officer, I almost got all of my element, but that not my place. That I can't do anything. I just stepped back and I looked at the officer and shook my hand and gave him thumbs and said, thank you. And this guy just looked so stupid. So to the Liberians going this time around to Liberia, they call it Decemberance or whatsoever. Please be as much things that you don't do here. Respect the police, respect the immigration officers, respect the authority in Liberia as well, because things you're not doing here. Don't just do it back home because you feel that the country is some kind of way. Let give respect and credence where it is due.
Okay. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Mobile, let's hear you. What's on your mind? Quickly.
Yeah, thank you, Nelson. A lot of things on my mind, more especially our president-elect, JMB. We keep hearing a lot of negative news, but we have seen the positive side, and we are also watching, he moving strong. And he making the case for Liberia out here. People should. Let me talk to my Liberian people. Like, you guys shouldn't worry. You're relaxed. Your president-elect JMB is here, putting things together, trying to make some contact so that Liberia can be up, on the map again, because the outgoing president, George Weah, makes our country out. And today, people can't even recognize our country anymore. Anywhere you go, people say you from Liberia. Oh, George Weah, the football player. Oh, I mean, no, nothing. The order will tell you. And even your passport, everything now is mess in the international world. But JMB is here making your case. getting all the board that were losing, so you can rest your case. And everything JM been doing here for the interest of the Liberian people, he want to set a record that no other president set in Liberia. That's the reason why he's here today, connecting every wire and make sure things work for the betterment of our Liberian people. Thank you.
Okay. Thanks a lot, Mova. Thank you. So, Mickey, welcome to the show. Let's hear you, sir. What's on your mind?
Thanks, bro. Good evening to all of my fellow panelists and the audience. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you find yourself in our globe. I mean, what's on my mind is the fact that, I shouldn't put it that way. I just can't wait for January 22 after that inauguration so we can start chasing those thieves and putting bangers on their hands. I want to see Samuel Tuer in the back of a pickup, publicly disgraced with handcuff on his hands. The likes of Jerry. That's what on my mind. That's what I can't wait for, bro. In Liberia, we call it Abu. I'm able to see that happening. For once, the culture of impunity should be done with. That's what's on every night I go to bed. I wake up with that on my mind as well. So yeah, I can't wait. Nothing else. I just can't wait for us to start going after those thieves. Alibaba is for the thieves. That's what's on my mind.
Well, thank you. Thanks for your contribution tonight, Mickey. We would like to move straight into the show now. The JMB, as most of you are aware, had a very interesting interview with he had a very interesting interview.
The Voice of Africa.
Yeah, the VOA. And so I want us to bring this interview, right? I want us to listen to a portion of this interview, and let's hear some of the points, the issues raised here by the vice president elect. It's very important because at this stage, yes, we know that January 20, the 22nd of January is still away, but this is where Liberians will start to pick up pieces from, from these interactions, the engagements that the president-elect is having, everything. Liberians will start to have an idea of what's going to happen beginning the 22nd of January when the youth party shall have been
I would like to
inducted or
raise the chair just a little bit.
and leadership starts from there. So let's listen to a portion of some of what the vice the president elect.
What up?
Sorry, I just look at my puppy, Mr. Snetter, in the background.
All right, we're gonna start shortly. You can follow me, please. Can you please follow me? Yes. Watch out. Because when you see what I said was about analysts about time. I'm not concerned what time. What time is this? Come on. Peter, you good? Yeah. Everybody's good? Okay. Let me see if they can change that wall. It moves too fast. The second time, BBC.
Did they put makeup on you too?
Yeah, they did. Okay. Corruption of institutions. to ensure that we weed out corruption because ahead of the election, we promised that one of the things we want to tackle is corruption. How do you deal with this?
Well, corruption is bad. That's ideal.
Okay, so there seem to that interview seemed to have some issue. So we will I will try to um get it coming through the right way. There seemed to be some issue with that, but basically he was asked about what his stance will be on the issue of corruption, based on the fact that um oh why so based on the fact that the former vice president, now president elect, was elected on a popular mandate or a demand, as you may, to from Liberians who saw that the system was very corrupt, from the issue of people in government soliciting bribes and all of that, to just how the system works, and some of what has been going on in the country over the time. A lot of people, especially those who voted for change, saw that they made a decision because they thought that the administration, the outgoing administration, was not doing much to tackle the issue of corruption. And so based on that, a very strong decision was made. And then they voted the ruling establishment out. And so there is this expectation. That is why even as you speak across, and even as we were doing the what's on your mind, like Mickey said, his expectation, everything, and not just Mickey, but there is this high expectation with respect to what the government is going to do in tackling the issue of corruption in the country, and making sure that if corruption is not erased, which cannot easily be possible, but at least it is minimized to some extent. Well, the president-elect was asked about his stance with respect to corruption. How is he going to tackle corruption? And he was just laying out the different processes and how they're going to do that, beginning with the auditing and all the different aspects. I'm going to bring that interview in full. But it's very important to begin this conversation with what the expectations of Liberians are with respect to this whole fight against corruption. Now, you can listen to Ambassador Barkai from the Raw Island speech to the interview with the VOA to several other interviews that have been conducted, and he will always outline how he intends to fight corruption, how he intends to make sure that the system is fixed, from the auditing processes to making sure that procurement processes are carried on the right way, the merit system is brought into the picture, that people who should have access to certain opportunities should get it, not because of their connection to someone in the system, but rather because they truly deserve or they work to get at that particular point. So let's talk about this whole idea, this whole expectation about the fight against corruption, the expectation of the Liberian people out there versus what you see, the capacity of the government, from what you see from a distance. Now, we know that January 22nd is a little bit away, but from what you see, just from the preparation, the makeup, the gearing up stage and everything, versus the expectation out there. If you went and spoke to a Liberian, what they expect is that immediately as of January 23, there should be some kind of serious fight against corruption. Maybe committees are being set up, and former officials of government start to be prosecuted. Now, those are some of the expectations. Now, I want us to sort of try to match those expectations to what we see, what the capacity of the incoming administration is with respect to how we think they're going to tackle this issue of corruption. So maybe we can start the conversation with Mickey. Mickey, are you there?
Well, as it stands right now, all we can do is continue to hope. And our hope is based on the fact that Ambassador Barker has a stellar character. He's somebody who has never been indicted, or his reputation or track record has never been tainted with any form of corruption. So basically that's all we can do. We can hope that it's going to remain that way and he's even going to build upon it to take it to the next level. So there's nothing tangible right now that we can hold on to say, oh, because he has not begun his tenure yet. So all we can do is hope for. But before I go any further, let me just address something. George is in the going back and forth there talking about the president elect did not have a popular mandate. I don't understand what if George understands what popular means. This man has over 50% of the vote. If that is not being popular, that's why when you go to election, the first round, they say absolute majority, 50% plus one vote. That's absolute majority. That's popular. In the runoff, the man had over 50% of the vote. That's popular vote. He was overwhelmingly voted for. Over 50% of 100. So if you don't understand what a popular vote is, then I mean, there's no need to waste your time. But as I said, we can only hope, and our hope is reliant upon the fact that Ambassador Barker has never been caught in a web of corruption over his length of service, public service. So Nelson, we got nothing tangible to hold on to right now.
Now, and you are making a very important point there, because Mickey, the ordinary Liberian out there in the streets, when you speak to them about this whole thing about the fight against corruption, there's an expectation. There is this whole mindset as to how those people think the current administration is going to handle or tackle this thing that has to do with the fight against corruption. But again, coming from the point that you just made, talking about no tangible yet, there's absolutely nothing concrete to hold on to yet. Everything is just based on maybe the track record of Ambassador Barkai, and he was elected and so forth. But to what extent, do you think? I mean, yes, we know there's no tangible yet. Yes, nothing concrete to hold on to. But to what extent do you see this government, gearing up for this whole thing? To what extent do you think they're going to take this whole thing and kick the ball running with it? Because I mean, when the current administration came into power from January 22nd, moving in the first 6 months, what we saw was series of protestation. The first mass protest came on, and then in no time, we got caught up with this whole situation about officials building condominiums, something which then trickled, it just inflamed the whole situation that brought about the protest. But even before getting there, the days before the election, there were signs. Now, Mickey, do you see any sign? Do you see any visible sign of of some level of willingness on the part of the current administration, or the incoming administration, even as they're gearing up for inauguration and everything? Do you see any sign of this strong will to fight corruption?
Yeah, as I said, um, the issue of corruption or the fight against corruption lies squarely at the feet of the president, because he wields a lot of power. And as I said earlier, our hope is foundationed on the stellar character that Joseph Baga has earned or has built over the years in public service. That is what our hope is foundational for the fact that somebody has served for this length of time, and he has remained resolute, not involved in flamboyant lifestyle, not like extracurricular activities. He has been content with what, I mean, he duly earned. So at the end of the day, as I said, there's no tangibles to hold on to. The only abstract, I mean, the only evidence of physical thing we can hold on to, with the firm belief that he's going to take the bull by the horn and take the fight to the corrupt officials and corrupt personnel in government, is the fact that he has a very, very, very good character. There's nothing to say this man will, at this time of his life or his political career, do a 360 or 180-degree turn from what we've known him to be over the years. It doesn't make any sense to anybody. When he was younger and he had the reason to delve into corruption, to fund his youthful exuberance, he did not do that. Now that he's an older individual, where there's no pageantry, there's no party, there's no, like, he doesn't need those extracurricular activities. One will kind of find it hard to believe that he's going to make a 180-degree turn.
Okay, and that 180-degree or 360 turn, is a very important aspect. So let's go back a little to the current president, right? President George Weah, before being elected, he was peace ambassador. He was a soccer icon, and no one could easily detect or analyze that under President George Weah's administration, there would have been a lot of other happenings, like the level at which corruption took off, and started to move so fast, So now, comparing it to what is there any comparison? Is there anything we can compare from the post presidential? The pre-presidential George Weah to that of the pre-presidential Joseph Boakai?
No, I first want to erect a checkpoint when you said nobody foresaw the corrupt George Weah. No, people who weren't paying attention did not see that, but for some of us, we saw it. George Weah has been stealing from the country. Like, the stealing didn't just start. George Weah started stealing from the country.
Mickey,
bro, we follow, as I said on the show the other day. And Vasco wanted to challenge that. George Weah started ripping Liberia from the 90s. This man took our country and exposed our country. He used our country to profit off. This man brought the Weah sport brand. The national team don't know that jersey bearing the name of Weah. We did not see the benefit the national team received. He brought the issue of Sportica. All those contracts, there was no benefits like the way Nike or Adidas will, when they sponsor a national team or a club team, they're responsible for training camps, They're responsible to provide, and they pay money to the country for those things.
Yeah.
We donned the jersey carrying the name Weah. That was a sporting company. What can George Weah show to the country that, all right, actually this is the monetary value that I gave to the country, or these are the equipments that I gave to the country in that deal? What was the deal? The issue was Spotika. What was the deal? The money that when a nation qualifies for the Nations Cup, there's a certain amount that CAF gave each nation for preparation. What became of that? We know the Le Francois massacre at that time was the Youth and Sport Ministry with George Weah. He was the technical. What became of those monies? Well, there's no account. So for some of us who sat in the back and watched this man along the way, we knew George Weah was nothing but a thief. So we knew it was going to happen. Just that people who didn't pay attention.
Okay. Thanks for expressing your view on that. Let's end up with you on this, then we'll move on to Francis. Now, is there anything you can compare with a George Weah before becoming president, and that of Ambassador Barkai before being elected as a president? The two, is there anything you can compare in there, and maybe we can tie that into this whole view as to how the two individuals are going to handle this issue with respect to the fight against corruption? One we've already seen, another to come.
No, the both of them, they are not comparable at all. Pre-presidency, the both of them, they are not comparable. One person has always been caught in the web of some corruption or dubious activity. Before George Weah became president, George Weah was caught up in the whole FIFA corruption scandal when he finally confessed and said, oh yeah, he got the money, but it was for him to pay school fees. They wanted to pay somebody who said they earned $80 million, you couldn't pay school fee, you got to beg somebody for $50,000 to pay your school fees. So everybody saw those things. There was a man who was caught at a known drug dealer house, detained for a couple. So it's not even comparable, bro. They are like worlds apart, two parallel lines that will never meet. They are worlds apart. Everybody knew, people who had head on their shoulders and could see from afar knew that George Weah presidency was going to be catastrophic. It was going to perform dismally beyond human expectation and imagination. We knew this man was a thief from the get-go. So don't even compare them, bro.
Okay, so now let's come to you, Francis. The CDC government before inauguration and the Unity Party before inauguration, as it stands, we have 1 month, 2 days, and the Unity Party will be inaugurated. Now, I want us to compare this window period, the both window periods, in 2017 going to 2018 at about this time when the CDC was about to be inaugurated, to that of what we're seeing from the Unity Party now. This particular window period. Is there anything you can compare? And let's try to tie that in as with respect to what do you think the Unity Party, what do you foresee with respect to the way the Unity Party is going to handle this whole fight against corruption thing?
Yeah, for me, I think Joseph Barker has an easy life coming in to inauguration as compared to George Weah. When I say this, I mean that he already has the case made for him.
Okay.
George Weah came in there, we all know he's incompetent. So that's the problem he had when he said he didn't have enough. There was no money left in the covers. The Eden said she left 150 million because he's incompetent. He did not audit the Eden government because he just didn't care. So like I always said, he came in here with the hope that let me just come and steal here again. They came in and just started running helter skelter. So that's the problem he had during his transition time. If he had audited Eden Johnson government the way it's supposed to be done, he wouldn't have had a problem when he said there was no money. She said there were millions of dollars in the covers. So now Barker already coming in. He should learn from his past, from what happened. He should learn from George Weah's mistake or incompetence and audit his government. And also with all of the allegations and sanctions levied against this current government, he should now have his team in place, ready to go on day one. He has no excuse. He has no excuse. So he's the head. The buck stops with Joseph Boyka. No excuses. So whether we like it or not, people want to play politics with the audit or whatever the case may be, or the investigation, the potential investigation. He should move forward with everything and put all the cards on the table. He can't come here and say, "Oh, I'm putting folks together now. I gotta set up this ministry. I gotta do this. I gotta do that." No, we don't want to hear it. We don't want to hear it because he's about a month away, or over a month away from inauguration.
When you say you don't want to hear the setting up this ministry and that ministry and stuff like that,
No, I don't want to hear any excuses for anything that's supposed to happen during the transition period.
Okay.
Anything that he's supposed to put in place that from day one, I think it's 1 p.m. On January 22nd, that he will take the gavel of the presidency. We don't want to hear any excuse that, oh, we can start these audits or these investigations until in the next year or sometime down the line. No, he should be able to walk and chew gum at the same time, because the Liberian people have suffered for far too long. Liberian people have suffered for far too long. We don't expect anybody to come in there now and start walking slowly. No. So he should be ready on day one.
But from what you see so far, from what you see from the groundworks, from everything you see happening now, it was since November, since the election results were announced in November. From November, the folks in the Unity Party were already aware that they're about to take on state power. They're about to be in charge. You know, like it's like we are the ones that are about the ones that are about to control things here. It's just a matter of time. So, but from what you see so far, from that time up until now, and even moving on to the January the 20th, and so forth, do you see any visible sign of readiness? Do you see anything such as readiness on the part of the incoming administration?
You see,
to maybe tackle this issue about fight against corruption?
Because I know a lot of people have been saying, "Oh, the transition team, we're not hearing anything from them, this, that, and the other." Yeah, that can be a scary thing. It can show unpreparedness and things like that. But I just want to give them the benefit of the doubt.
Okay.
That they are probably doing things behind the scenes. Where I want to hear, or we want to hear updates, regular updates every now and then, or maybe press briefing here and there and stuff to show that they are working. Oh yes, we all want to hear that. But for me, I want to wait for January 22nd at 1 p.m. in the afternoon. Following that, I can care less about George Weah government. The only thing I want to hear about George Weah government is, oh, George Weah government did the right thing. The audit we started, it showed nothing, or we found corruption or criminal activities and we are prosecuting or we are investigating. That's all I want to hear from the Joseph Boyka government. I don't want to hear anything else when they take over in this sound of any excuses that, oh, we couldn't do this or we are delaying this because of X, Y, Z. No, they have plenty of time to put all their cabinets in place, all their auditors in place, all their investigators, whatever they want to do. They have plenty of time to do this. And they have accusations already made against a lot of these folks that we are talking about every day, and all they need to do is request evidence. And then the Justice Department should take on the case and either exonerate these guys or prosecute them if they are found guilty. That's pretty much it. No excuses.
Now let's talk about the lessons here. Is there any lesson that the Unity Party, should learn from the CDC administration for the past 6 years? Is there anything for the Unity Party to pick up there to run with to make their own administration better off than what the past 6 years have been in the country?
No, if we look for lessons there, I'll probably skip this past 6 years and go back to the second term of the Eden government.
Okay.
Because this past 6 years, there's nothing to learn from that other than I don't know, but I'll
No, no.
just leave this last thing
I'm
here.
talking about. I'm talking about the Unity Party. The
Yeah.
Unity Party. Is there any lesson here for the Unity Party to learn? Watching from the way or judging from the way the CDC governed the country for the past 6 years.
Yeah,
Now,
I
if
want to see
you
your question,
if you
Dusty.
want to go to the previous 6 years before the CDC came to power from the EJS, and stuff like that, whether they learned their own lessons from that period,
Yes, that's
that's okay. But yeah,
so. I want to see
let's
your question, and the reason I'm saying that is because this government ran a Burness kind of style. There's
okay.
nothing you can say. You know what? The CDC government did a great job in this area. So you know what? Other government has not did not do this. So let's improve on it, or let's copy. Let's recreate this system. There's
Mhm.
nothing. Look at foreign policy. They just embarrass the country. You want to scrap that whole foreign policy and throw it in the toilet. So there's nothing you can learn from there. So that's why I said at least go back. Yeah, any government was corrupt, but they had professionals working there. And Barker was also a part of that government. I know they like to tie him with all of the corruption, but we know that Barker was not the president at the time, but he worked in that government for 12 years. So there are things, I know they'd like to talk about these two, I think 17 grudges that he had against Eddie or whatever the case may be. Who knows if those items on the list were things that he disagreed with Ellie about. So those things that Eddie's government did not do right, or they did right, they should improve on it. But I don't see anything in this George Weah government that they can learn from other than don't steal there. The US government will come after you. That's it. But nothing this government did that anybody should even try to copy or improve on. They laid foundation for nothing other than corruption and bad behavior.
Wow. So, thanks a lot, Francis. So if I got you right, you said there's absolutely nothing for the Unity Party to pick up. Nothing the Unity Party can pick up from the CDC for the past 6 years.
Other than that,
Eh,
auditing Eddie Johnson government, so they should audit his government because that's a big lesson, which is not even something that's good. But yeah, audit his government because he did not audit Eddie, and he said there was no money. Eddie said she left over $150 million in there. So you want to see that and say, oh, this man already they can lie. They can lie. Can you imagine that auditing George Weah government? He would say he left $2 billion in the cover. So that's a big lesson. Yeah, I take my word back. That's the only lesson they can learn from the mistake
okay.
that they made.
Yeah. So, and is there okay? So we're gonna come back to that aspect. Let's move to hands. Let's hear from you. Let's start with the CDC. Few months to inauguration, and the Unity Party. Few months to inauguration. What do you see? Is there anything to compare here? Um, and then we can move to the other aspect that has to do with what level of preparedness or readiness do you see on the part of the Unity Party to combat corruption, to meet the expectation that Liberians already have with respect to the way they want their government to go about this whole corruption thing. But let's start with the both parties before inauguration. Is there anything to compare here?
So you're talking about King 2017, how
Yeah,
Unity Party were turning over and compared to now. So
yeah.
there's not much a comparison because 2017 we didn't see much influx of mass hiring that
Okay.
is currently going on right now as we're hearing. So that is one doom factor. The city is dirty. In 2017, prior to inauguration, the city was being prepared and uplifted for President Weah to take office. Madam Sirleaf ministries were being preparing to give turnover notes and everything. On the flip side, we see the city mayor of Monrovia parading the streets, still thinking he's some militant, and the city is dirty, and you got citizens picking up the mantle to clean and decorate the city for the president elect, and which that should be done by the outgoing city body. Not just the outgoing city, but that should be done by the city the city council. That is the mandate of the Montreal City Corporation. But instead, we ain't seeing any of those being done. The city is filthy for the last 6 years. So there is no comparison there. Um, I will not want to go back
Okay.
and
Okay. So
repetitive what
yeah,
Francis said.
yeah. So you come from the point where this government um in 2017, when they were gearing up to take state power, the previous government had laid the groundwork, had set things in place. The city was ready for inauguration. Everything was in place, but you don't see that with this administration that should be turning over to the Unity Party.
No, they're still in their feelings. They instead of gearing up and preparing to move the country forward on a look, this happened with every government around the world, even here in America. As much as you can be here, somebody are on this very place tonight, we're not for the same political party here in America. But when the time for that turning over process, when that time is getting near, right? People start gearing up to support the next government, whatever way possible, to see the country moving forward for a better future. Because the whole thing about new leadership is for tomorrow. A new leadership, not just for today, because the past is gone. Another generation is coming behind us. What are we preparing for? We keep saying Liberia, it's not us no more. We have lived past our life, as I may say. We still got couple more 50, 60, 70 years maybe for some of us to go. So we're looking for our generation to come behind us. Your kids, Nelson, Jabate's kids, Hill kids, Moba, my kid, and the kids that are in Morovia there. So that's who we're looking up to. But there is nothing, they're still in their feelings. Go listen to these guys. Akara's great. Instead of you can be opposition. You can prepare to be opposition.
Yeah,
Opposition.
we're gonna come to the great thing.
Okay, I
We're
just
gonna
wanted to
come to the great thing.
just use his name. You can be opposition. You can still say, we're gonna work. We're gonna support this government. You can start gearing up to be opposition, but at the same time, start getting this government ready to move the mantle. Because listen, the clock does not wait. The Wall Street does not wait for nobody. The economy does not wait. Right? When Wall Street ready to turn the clock on iron ore and rubber sales and oil sales, they don't say, "Oh, let's go back to the previous government." It's moving. It's a chain reaction going on, and as we speak right now, Wall Street is about to open the next couple of hours. They ain't waiting for Liberia, so we got to be prepared. So these guys still in their feelings. You
No,
go.
no.
Let me just hit one more area real quick before you
Mhm.
ask me the next question. Instead of you standing to the public, gearing up the country, getting the country prepared for transition, you standing in church, not using the pulpit, using the pulpit, but not using the presidential pulpit. Instead, you're using the quote unquote occult pulpit to say you're giving message on behalf of the country. These are some of the mistakes we're seeing these guys making, and they still think that they're ruling a party. That's how they thought. That's what they did in the last 6 years. They forgot they had a country to lead. They thought they were leading a party.
You think so?
I know so. And we all know that everybody on this place can attest, maybe excluding you.
No. But if you say that they forgot that they had a country to lead, and they were more concentrated on the party mandate. Well, anyway, that's another aspect of the whole discussion there. But let's come back to what you see at this point. Um, what level of readiness? What To what extent do you think the Unity Party is prepared to take on this whole fight against corruption?
Well, one thing we are seeing the chief executive president elect is doing. Look, there is nothing like coming to 45 minutes from where I stay, Washington, D.C., the nation's capital. Bro, I work in that city. I'm a proud employee of that city, and I love that city to the depth of my heart. I don't live there, but I work there. But there's
Okay.
nothing to see the president elect of another country coming to preparing, meeting the Honor Secretary of State for African Affairs. When I used to work to the State Departments, right? To the State Department, they still do. They have African Summit every year at the State Department. right? The Africans that the one we are sat and took a picture with body like they Photoshop it, and I'm not Photoshopping, but he did a selfie and he said, "Oh, he met body." No, that is just photo app people do, but they actually have these conferences at the State Department where people, ambassadors, chargé, foreign ministers, they meet, they discuss what you call
Mhm.
trade, revenue, income, how you call bilateral things that will build up your country. You see Rwanda. Rwanda takes advantage of that. There are other African countries that take advantage of these trade conferences. So the state, I was so fortunate to see so many foreign ministers and presidents at the State Department when I
But
was
but
working
but
there. But
but
seeing President Boakai elect in DC right now,
mhm,
showing that the Unity Party is preparing. There are a lot of things we don't know behind the back end because we're not part of the inner circle, but I'm sure there's work being done. And what he's doing right now at the VOA, at the State Department, at the Treasury, bro,
mhm.
nothing can speak more than that. Did we see it in 2017? No, we did not see it in 2017. But look at what we're seeing right now, right? Just being on the voice, just meeting with the
No, no,
Undersecretary of
but
State.
again, we saw, for example, that President George Weah made several, paid several visits to the U.S. At the UNGA, President George Weah was there. He made the famous statement about ending corruption in the country. You don't know about that. You know about that. You know, he engaged with other leaders in the U.S. Said that he didn't meet Joe Biden and all of that. But so if you say that um, what we saw with the what we saw with the Weah administration cannot in any way be compared to what we see now with the Unity Party, JMB, the president elect. How do you reconcile that? President George Weah was in the US on many
You
occasions. He
see,
went there, he did photos. I mean, he met with senators, I mean other leaders. He made a case for Liberia.
I went to Germany. I met some people in Germany. I met people. I took pictures. I went to Jamaica. I met people in Jamaica. I took pictures. Listen, President Weah is all about photo op, right? There was nothing substantial came out of President. There is only one thing I saw President Weah did that I think it was sometime in his early term. He went to UAE and he brought the armor cars for the military. UAE pledged to armor cars for the military and they arrived. I don't even think we pay for shipment. The people pay for their own shipment. Those things came to Liberia for our armed forces of Liberia, which was great. I'm not gonna sideline that. But you saying he came to America 6 years, he came to the GA and spoke, or 5 years, and spoke to the GA. The great former president of Iran, Ahmadinejad, he spoke to the GA. Is everybody entitled to speak to the GA? Gaddafi, who was hated by many, Castro, who was hated by many, the history will tell you Castro gave the longest speech to the UNGA. So coming to the UNGA, it means that's your invitation. You are entitled to come to the UNGA. But what do you obtain? What do you get from the UNGA? What are some of the substantial things that you bring back to your country that say that look, I went to the UNGA, I brought this. When President Kagame comes to the UNGA, after his prior to and after his UNGA summit, he goes to Berkeley, University of Berkeley, California. He goes to Yale. He goes to places and meet diasporans,
Mhm.
Rwandans, and have conferences with them. Gear up, and guess what? These people get someone and get a return home with businesses. I mean, what President we can show, but to go sit down on Staten Island and play with Roxy
Okay,
and tell me he
so
came to America.
okay, and finally, then we move to MOBA. I see Mickey. No, no, Mickey, don't laugh about this thing. This is a serious thing. I mean, when you listen to the argument from the other side, yes, the folks are saying that President George Weah, like any other person, when at the UNGA, he made a case for Liberia. He spoke of ending corruption, and stuff like that, which was a great comment he made there. Though Liberians still expect, they still anticipate, that statement becoming a reality. But now let's talk about again. That one thing you think the Unity Party
You talking to me, right?
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
got you.
one thing I think the Unity Party should pick up from the CDC as a lesson learned.
Okay, so you can take bad habits and turn it into good habits.
Mhm.
You said one thing,
No,
but
no,
I'm just gonna,
yeah, but it's both ways, right?
yeah.
Maybe there's something they didn't do right. That
That's what I'm saying. Something they
Mhm,
didn't do right. I hope the Unity Party can pick it up and use it and better themselves.
mhm.
To one thing I would tell you, it's a lot, but I'm just gonna say this one thing. It is important. Again, I spoke about pulpit. Having a cult pulpit is different from having the presidential pulpit. I will appreciate, or we all will appreciate, the Unity Party's
Mhm.
presidential spokesman try to have a weekly briefing and maybe a month or every other month try to have what you call give and take. We may not like President Charles Taylor, but President Taylor took advantage of what you call tete-a-tete. Even President Ellen Johnson did that. Try to have a monthly or every other month press conference with the president, the chief executive himself, President Boyka, but his press secretary should be able to brief the nation weekly, every Thursday or every Friday. Try to have a
Okay.
weekly press conference that
Weekly
you,
press.
Nelson, will be able to ask question, hard question, answer soft partisan question.
Okay. Thank you. Thanks a
You're
lot.
welcome.
Um, let's hear from you, Moba. Can we all mute as we move on to Moba? I see Alfred is backstage. Bring Alfred on. So, Moba, let's hear from you. First of all, starting with where we are now, and Liberians have this expectation, and they expect to see their government taking some serious, some giant steps towards this whole fight against corruption in the country, and we're just about a month away from that. Talking about when the government will be inaugurated, fully seated to start to steer the affairs of the country. So, Mobile, let's hear from you first of all on um, the the two governments, comparing this period, this transitional period, for the two governments. Is there any difference? Is there anything here to compare the Unity Party government now, that's that's in this transitional period, and the CDC that was in this very transitional period back in 2017?
Oh, thank you, Nelson. First of all, I can compare both right now because the Unity Party, have not set her government yet, but the CDC government have failed massively. And you're talking about expectation, right? I think the Liberian people are right because if you look at the past 6 years, let's say 5.5 years, the the incumbent right now, the real government, they have looted massively from the Liberian people. And you see that the mandate the Unity Party came up with, and today they won the election. They were
Mhm.
based on corruption and prosecuting people. That was their mandate. Like they would bring economic crime court, war crime court, and make sure they prosecute people who have massively corrupt from the Liberian people and get what all the things that will be confiscated. They will campaign on it massively. So the expectation of that mandate is resonated well in the mind of our people. So based on that, today when you pass in every corner, every houses, every shop, every attire shop, a trading center, marketplaces, video club, homes, you hear people discussing these issues based on what the Unity Party said. And the expectation for that, Nelson, we want it. I'm gonna say that, yeah, I get our expectation too. I want the Unity Party government to prosecute and audit the past government. So because that's the only way we can fight corruption.
So, but do you see any sign so far? Do you see do are there signs on the wall that this is going to take off? Matching the expectation that folks already have.
Yeah, but Nelson, it will happen because Joseph Yuma Bwaka, I think he know, like he understand,
Okay.
and he know what the people want. Because as I said first, right? The campaign measures that JMB came with, it was based on corruption. The expectation for facing the country, it will come in. But what the people looking at the first 100 days, JMB in power, they want to see movement. They want to see JMB fighting corruption. Because look, let me tell you, why are you fighting corruption? Why are you fighting the past government corruption? The incoming government will do the same. Because they will say, but we never, you guys never, of course, we in power, but George Reacting, we they're talking, we gain power, nothing. So anything we do, it will go on the cover. But if based on that, maybe on that scenario, JMB going to fight corruption to the highest, more especially the war crime and the economic crime code. We need it, and we need thorough investigation. And JMB, the expectation the people get, it will come to pass because JMB every day talking about it, and people in the media land discussing these issues. So a lot of people understand even JMB.
So let's go back a little. And Mickey at some point spoke of nothing concrete at this time. There's nothing guaranteed to hold on to. You can only hope that the current administration or the incoming administration would do much, in their will. But let's go back to this particular period, right? On a before this government came to power, the outgoing administration. So there was a time when in 2017 when there was this campaign, and one of those things that the CDC government, for example, campaigned on was the failure, massive corruption in the first place in the Unity Party government. They spoke of massive corruption, how the national coffers was being looted, and they did that. They were bringing about a change. But in the midst of all of those messages that were preached, when the administration came to power, the next thing that happened was that the whole thing about auditing this administration, which was accused that was accused of massively looting the national coffers, that whole auditing was swept under the carpet. All right.
Yeah.
So I mean, and sometimes those things happen because of the different things that will play behind the scenes, beyond the politics. When the campaign is over, when the politicians are knocking glasses, and different things will happen behind the scenes. Now I come back to you, Mobile. Do you see the possibility of the Unity Party tackling this whole issue about the fight against corruption in such a way that it matches the expectation of the ordinary Liberian people who sat for several months listening to those campaign messages?
Of course. Let me go back to your first question, right, about George Weah government, the CDC government. They preach on the mandate of corruption as well, and at the same time they were talking about auditing. But they forgetting to know majority of the people who came to power on George Weah government, the CDC, majority were in poverty, actual poverty. All they were thinking, they were not thinking about they coming like, oh, we're coming, because they know within themselves. If they are coming audit, any government, any challenge them when they said there was no money in the cover. And Eddie challenged them. Eddie said, I challenge you. It is la la. And when it went back and forth, later on the government, the president came, which is George Weah, said he graded the outgoing president 80%. So we know 80% is an excellent grade. So there's no need for all to talk about they feel the Eddie Johnson government feel massively when the CDC government came to power. But there's the point. The CDC government came to power, majority of them came on that, like they were in what they say actual poverty. They came to rescue themselves. First of all, when the people came to power, how will you come to power, right? You know that you audit, but then in the first 6 months, you started building condominiums. So that's why the shot that set in the leg. So when we're talking about JMB coming in, we want to see that same scenario that happened. We want to see government officials that will not get kitchen today. As soon as they go there, we start seeing them being 3-4 master.
But again, Mama, sometimes you talk about that. The justification is that and it's good to look at all sides of the issues, right? The other side of this issue is that a lot of those guys, yes, agree that they came from nowhere, they had nothing. Some of them did not have houses of their own. When they came to power, or when they were entrusted with certain positions in government and what have you, because they were being paid, how about those people using their hard-earned salaries to accumulate some of those
Look at
wealth and stuff they have today?
Nesting. Look at the
Aside from
country.
just the corruption debate, just the
Yeah, I
corruption
come in
part.
and good question. Look at the country alone. Look at the country. That country, looking at a country that can pay somebody up to $15,000 to $20,000 per month. That country you're looking at, you in that country, you know what's going on. You think so? No. When it came to power, that mind, that was the last time I heard my brother Francis say, when they came to power, they are like a dog. They never are like a cat. Dog eat the poop and smell all around. So when it came to power, that all that expectation was when I come, they beat my heart, relax. And have a lot of money, people say, oh, did it? My man, look, let me tell you, listen, look at the boss' houses. Go look at the houses, compare their salary. Even they're making salary and they're making up and down, they're making weekend allowing. It can still build our houses they get. So don't forget about that. The corruption was broad. That's the reason why the Liberian people, they are hurt. Using our resources to enrich themselves, they are hurt.
Okay.
Based on that,
So you think this administration, you think the incoming administration is going to take this fight seriously to a point where it matches the expectations?
But you listening to the Papier town hall meeting. He said it. He said his regime is to fight against corruption.
Thank you.
It will fight against corruption to the 40 years. Because no, every nation, if you want to be successful, you got to fight against corruption. More especially Africa, Liberia, people say it, right? Liberia, that small country with so rich in resources. But why do people keep suffering? Because of corruption. You see, senator, everybody writing 200,000 car, 500. It made no sense, man. So, JMB will do his work, and we will make sure that identical auditing will go on. We'll put it behind him. Thank you.
Okay, so Ture, let's hear you on this. I see you've been sitting for a while. Thanks for joining us on the show tonight. Now let's hear.
Thanks for having me, sir.
Yeah. So let's kickstart the conversation with the both administrations, the incoming and the outgoing, the winter period, the transitional period. Is there anything you can compare here?
Well, the Frenchman say la comparaison n'est pas raison. You can't. Why you laughing at me? You start laughing, man. You can't compare apple and oranges, bro. I mean, it's against it's against the rule of comparison. All right. Let me tell you this. One thing I know, and I'm just gonna piggyback off of my man Hans. You see what is happening in Washington, D.C.? Does that look like a government who coming to play? Huh? Nothing. There is something in public relations called when it look like a dog, it walk like a dog. You know what I mean? It talk like a dog. But I mean, it talks like a dog. Of course, it's a dog. It's not a cat. And that's what you're seeing right now. This shows that a government that is serious. Look, the meeting that are going on in Washington, D.C. right now, anybody that understands contemporary politics, especially with America, America will know exactly if you're really serious. Right? America will see these meetings right now, people in power, even people in Silicon Valley right now in California, like my man was talking about. It shows that people are serious. And one thing I know about America, if you show American men that you care, for some of us that have the opportunity to go to school here, right? When you show to a professor that you really care about school, guess what? They will do everything to make sure that you succeed. Korowa, am I lying?
You are absolutely correct.
Exactly. I mean, Mickey, am I lying? I mean, everybody here can.
No, you're correct, but I just want Heinz to take note of something in the comment section. One friend here asking you if you married.
Hey, stop that, man. Stop that. Stop distracting Touré, man. Touré is making his point. Go ahead.
Real, right? On some real, Nelson.
Can you please highlight that, Nelson? Can you please highlight that comment?
They highlight
body sport.
But look, bro.
Nelson got a pump but the milk cook today that what they get asking for.
Come on, Mickey, you are interrupting. Go ahead.
Look, on some real, bro. Look, for real, and Nelson, you cannot compare the outgoing leadership to that of what is here. You know what I mean?
But what's the difference here? Now, let's talk about the difference.
The difference is we talk about energy. You will expect a useful government that is outgoing right now with all of the momentum in terms of their youth, in terms of stamina, in terms of having sort of like energy to do some of these meetings and going to all of these stuff that they did not do. But now the aging statement that they were criticizing that the man blah blah blah, that man can withstand the rigor of going to these places, going to these meeting with these people, right? So that tells you something. It tells you that the papa is serious. It tells you that the papa now he's not talking a talk, but you walking a walk, right? That's the difference, all right? And to even say something, look, and what I want to use, I don't want Nelson to go back playing our whole team game, but let me tell you that there is something in life called that when you put yourself in front of the people that you want to lead them, you don't have to be pretentious about it, right? You have to do it with action, right? We all can say there, we use big words, you know what I mean? We can say there, we give people lip service, but lip service will not solve the people's economic problem. Lip service will not take care of health care. Lip service will not take care of the deplorable educational system we have in the country. It's through these meetings and this engagement that the papa is on right now, right? It will tell Washington that he's serious. It will tell Washington that he's ready for business. And America have made it clear that anybody, any nation that is serious about business, right? Washington will be there to support you, because that's what that's what America does, right? She will support you and make sure that you are strong, because America understands that if you are strong, you will be an ally. You'll be an ally that she can depend on for security and international support. So America won this government. That's why America is fighting corruption every day, every night. And that's why you see the level of sanctions that are coming up right now. So Washington not playing.
Thank you. Let's end up with Alfred quickly, then we transition to our next talking point. Alfred, just in about a minute, let's hear from you. I'm just going to throw it all in one, and then you can respond to that as we transition. Comparing the transitional period with the two administrations, the outgoing administration and the incoming administration. At about this time in 2017, moving up to 2018, and this particular period that we find ourselves in, is there anything to compare? Now, from the look of things, do you think the Unity Party is that ready enough to take on this fight against corruption in such a way that it matches the expectations that Liberians already have with respect to how they want to see their government tackle corruption?
Thank you for the opportunity. I've been listening in the back, and the conversation is too sweet. So I said, no, I can't say that. I have to come and join the conversation. Let me put this. Let me put it in this way. A serious man. But may I feel okay. I'm feeling that I get an email I see with the A+ they coming back.
Go ahead, back.
Yeah. So yeah. So when a serious man who had decided say I want to get married, He will be to his wife. He want to get married to people before the woman even say, "Oh, that is me. Why I say I want."
You put your more or more bar. La boba de more put more.
But man, don't bring up. I beg you. I'm talking my serious here, right?
What is it?
That matter, man.
No. Stop interrupting the guy, man. Let's have the guy.
Don't matter that
Yeah,
big
yeah,
man.
I'll
I
get,
will look
I'll
at
Yeah,
get
but
you.
go ahead. We
No,
have
yeah,
to
I'll
get
get you.
Alfred.
So when you ask a question about comparison, right? Look, you have seen this president-elect has not been officially inaugurated, but he has already started receiving, official recognition by the United States government. It tells you that this man is a serious man. We can have all the concerns about whether or not the transitional team is working. You have the power. Look, the question you ask whether there's any sign. The sign has always been there, demonstrated by the Liberian people. What they did. Look at the legislature, for example. The amount of people that left the legislature tells you that the people themselves started the action already to let Joe Biden know that we're not playing. Our expectations are high. So they laid the groundwork to Joe Biden and said, these people will not come in the legislature, and they never came out. Everything by the just ended elections. It tells you the Liberian people have already laid the groundwork for Joe Biden to be able to implement all those promises that he made when it comes to the issue of corruption. Okay? So Mr. Biden want to leave a legacy that in 200 years from now, we can go back to it. Let me tell you what happened in this country when corruption was 2 years. One of the things that the people established under the nation administration was what we call the Congressional Budget Office. The Congressional Budget Office is made out of professional bureaucrats, not lawmakers. Professional bureaucrats who work over there to explain the budget process to the lawmakers, so that when the president prepares the budget from the Office of Budget Management, it comes to the Congressional Budget Office. Those guys peruse it and explain how the budget works to the lawmakers, so that when they go to debate the budget, they already know what's in there for their constituencies. They already know what's in there for their constituencies. But in our country, we let a forward now finance minister to prepare a budget and send a budget when they people they say can't explain it all. He say he's sick.
Mm-hmm.
The recast budget. I was listening to the lawmakers today, arguing among themselves. Some say why the finance minister not can finance minister saying let us say he's sick. Whereas he not even say he lied to the people. This has been the regular thing that the guys have been doing over the past 5 years. So it tells you that there's no comparison. Now, if you go back to 2017, when President Sedi was still president, George was not president. President Sedi was still in the international community lobbying for Liberia. Whereas George had not become president yet. We saw the road construction of the Japanese highway today. You were not president when President Sedi laid the road work for that project to be implemented. What Joya is doing right now, Joya came from Dubai. He said he went for some climate change conference. By the time he entered the country, he said he's swearing somebody that took wrong decision in Washington, whereas he the one made that decision. When his friends in ECOWAS were lashing at him, he can't like, bro, he got nothing to say. He trying to find escape route with America. He go vote to appease America because America already coming for him. Look, the sanction that will grab Joya, when he grab him, he must just die natural death. He must just die natural death. Let me tell you, because we're scraping all the condominiums he paid, we take it back. We're not playing. Let me end on this.
But then America sanction on get the condominium back to Africa.
Let me end on this. Let me end on this.
Alfred, hold on, Alfred. You have to calm down with this thing. Alfred, Liberians out there already have an expectation. Throughout the campaign period, if there's anything that the Unity Party campaigned on consistently, that issue was the fight against corruption.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
And that messaging uh created, it kind of it built an expectation that the people already have. Well, like you are saying now, and some other people will say that yes, as soon as the government comes to power, the next thing we want to see ex-officials of government being handcuffed. They want to see them at the back of the pickup and all of that. Now, from what you see, again, let me ask you this question, Alfred. From what you see, yes, we know that Ambassador Barker is reaching out, is making, but from what you see, and I'm not just talking, I'm not just asking this question to to get an answer and answer from the point where, okay, Ambassador Barker, the president elect, is going out of the country, is traveling. No, but even with the team, the people who are on the team, from what you see, again, let me come in with this. Do you Alfred, see the possibility of the incoming administration tackling this issue of corruption
Well,
to match the expectation that the Liberian people have already built?
in politics, we say he who speaks of equity must come with clean hands.
Mhm.
Okay? Joseph Imam Bwaga has demonstrated that over the years. All right? So I have no doubt that what the Liberian people stood for, they went in the ring and said this time around we get it right, and they vote Joseph Imam Bwaga amidst all the rumors of his health and all of that. I have no doubt that Joe Bwaga will put the best team together. And the best thing I'm going to put together will be a conglomeration of Liberians on the ground and Liberians in the diaspora who will help him to make Liberia a better place. And if you listen to Joe Bwaga, he said diaspora Liberians, the remittances alone that we send in the country, that boost the economy of Liberia. He's not only going to be looking at that, but he's going to tap into the diaspora Liberians to make them a partner in his government. So that tells you that Africa will sit on Spoon FM and criticize Joe Biden, and Joe Biden will listen. I don't have to go there to get a job. I don't want a job in Joe Biden government. That tells you that we'll have an opportunity. We are supporting him from the diaspora. We are capable enough to pressure him to do the right thing. So I have no doubt. Let Joseph Bwaga go in government and tell us that we are all causing, so he can prosecute.
So let's see. Again, what if? Let me just ask this question. Maybe you guys can take just a few seconds. What if? What if? I see your hand up, to Ray. We're gonna come to you. But what if the Unity Party takes power, and from nowhere you get to hear this statement about let's forgive the past, the previous.
I know that the question you are going to. That's why I just told you. That's why I just told you. Wait.
Move on. Listen, Liberia needs to make progress. There's no time. Listen, we need to reconcile the country. There's no time for this, taking people here, putting people behind bars. Let's move on. Let's take off from where just what if that's
you know why today
we're not starting with you. No, we're not starting
but
with you.
I was in the air. I was in the air.
No, you were not. You were in that air.
In the air. You not allow me to land. Let me land, please. Just give me 30.
I will mute you. You will remain in the air. We'll start with Toure. Toure, just what if? What if? I mean, just a few seconds on this one. What if the incoming administration gets to a point where they say, look, you know what? We need to reconcile the country. let's forge ahead. I mean, let's forget about everything that happened yesterday. Let's move on. Just what if? You are muted.
About that, before I can even hit this, right? Let me say this. I think some of us on the panel, including the chat room, and people that are commenting on this, they want to know, they want to audit Mickey Glass. All right, I'm just putting that out there. All right, but let me say
Mickey
this to,
is bringing juice. That's
to
juice.
your question. To your question, Nelson. Let me tell you, Amara Corner was just in Philly in a town hall meeting with us, and after you say your question, I mean, there are a lot of people that are going live, so I could not really ask the question, but I did write it on paper. I sent it in. He actually hit your question though. He said his recommendation to President-elect would be to tap into some specialized forensic audit unit from the United States to go to Liberia and do a comprehensive audit. All right. So that tells you that people around the president-elect right now.
No,
they are not
we're not asking for that. I'm saying,
no,
what if, with all this expectation, they really
you just don't want to say the word audit, Nelson. My man, you're a journalist. You're trying to.
Nelson, I have an answer. I have an answer
all
to
this
that.
thing, all this thing you're talking about, Nelson. You saying, "Oh, let's forget it. Yeah, let's move."
Yeah, let's forget it. Let's
my man.
Hans, you can answer. You get answer because before you ignore it, friends, see your question. You get to ask a question. You two times. You answer.
Nelson, let me tell you this.
Nelson, I got answer to that question, Nelson.
The man
There
married.
is
He's
you
married.
cannot have.
Are you the ask?
Have a
Your name.
No, guys.
Mickey, we need to order that glass. Don't be showing a juice picture. I mean, we need to order that man glass.
Let Mickey go backstage a bit.
Let me tell you this, Nelson.
Yeah.
Nelson,
what if?
As a country, we need to set a precedence, Nelson. We saw this thing is fresh in our mind. The fact that President George Manuel we have refused to audit Madam Salif.
And that's the point. What if that same situation plays out?
But somebody will have to break that generational curse. Somebody have to break that, Nelson.
And what if that curse is not broken? What do you think is going to happen?
But man, look, to say I'm the first to graduate college in my family, I have broken the curse, even though I'm not the first to graduate my family, to graduate college in my family. But I'm just saying something. Somebody have to break that. And if anybody should do that, is an aging man with so much wisdom that have nothing.
Again, you're not answering the question. So I'm saying we need to move to the next person, Ture. What if, with all of what you've said, with all of the expectations, I understand, American, you are in a place there, they may ask questions, you just dodge it. What if, in the midst of the expectations and everything, the incoming administration says, let's forget about this whole thing. We need to reconcile the country. Let's move on.
The new administration does not believe in hypothetical.
So it means that you don't have answer for this question.
I do have answer for it. Answer
so
for
what's
it.
What's going to happen then?
They say judge the man. You can judge somebody by the people surrounding the man. If I surround myself with so crook, obviously you might, assume that I'm a crook because I surround myself.
Thank you, Ture.
But if you're around people that are saying this is what we want to happen, of course, bro.
Thank you.
Can I challenge
that? So let's hear you a hand. I see your hand up.
Nelson.
Hand, what if in the midst of this huge expectation that Liberians have, people talking about audit and all this thing and stuff like that, the incoming administration looks in the blue sky and says, look, we need to reconcile our country like President George Weah did. I mean, you were here, hence you follow the happenings in the country. In 2017, the campaign was real. All of the worst things were said about the Unity Party administration, how they were looting the covers, massive corruption, elitism, and all that kind of stuff. No, when I say you were here, I mean you've been following, right? You've been following all of those happenings. And then in the midst of everything that was said, when the CDC took office, there was no audit. They said they met broke coffers, Well, the outgoing, the former president said we left money in the coffers. So what if that same exact situation plays out this time around? Well, you are expecting audit. A lot of you say you want to see ex officials of government handcuffed, placed in the back of a pickup truck. What if the incoming administration says, look, we're not going the route of audit. We want to reconcile the country. What do you think is going to happen?
Okay, I'm not gonna sound cynical, and I know you're basing your stuff on hypothetical. You yourself will be one of the people that hold on.
No.
Nancy, I'm coming.
I don't
No,
have. Yeah.
no,
Okay. Go ahead.
you
Go
live
ahead.
there. You live
Go
there.
ahead.
You
Go ahead.
oppress me, right? Let me say something to you. I'm not. Please, let me talk to everybody. Hear me. I'm not trying to incite anything or say nothing wrong. But the people of Liberia, I say Morovia, the people of Liberia will rise up. Rise up meaning Joseph Boga will not even leave a compound. Because the people will marshal the embassy, the people will go on strike, the people will do everything to see to it that what they didn't do 2017. I mean, silver. Listen to my English. Silver. I didn't say uprising in a way that will cause panic or silver. You can have a silver strike. You can say we stay home till this is done. And Omer Boga, you're not leaving our compound till you put a mandate that this thing is done. There are ways to do this thing.
But what if there's a convincing
There is no convincing.
There's reason convincing enough why there's a need to reconcile the country. I mean,
then long story short, I hate to say this, that's the downfall of the GMB government.
Let's hear from you, Francis. Francis, you have an expectation like many Liberians out there listening to us watching this show. What if after the 22nd of January, the incoming administration says we need to reconcile the country? What do you think is going to happen? No audit? You know, this whole thing, yes, though we said it, but it's a different thing looking at the situation from outside than being in the situation yourself, being in that position and wanting to handle the situation. What if this whole thing about the audit, the expectation, everything is downplayed? What do you think is going to happen?
I mean, first thing we're going to ask them, what's changed? What do you see now that you are in power that will prevent you from auditing? What's the downside of the audit? You have to let the Liberian people know that.
You want to reconcile the country, Francis? You want to reconcile?
No. Reconciling the country is not a downside. Reconciling the country is a good thing. Like right now, we have a divide in the country. Look at
okay, you want to avoid quote unquote witch hunt. What appears to be a witch hunt.
Then we're going to ask you, how is it a witch hunt? You have people being accused of corruption. It's not fair to those people that are accused because they say they didn't do it, and the Liberian people are thinking that they did because of all of the lavish life they are living. So in order to do justice to those accused, you need to investigate them and exonerate and declare their name. So you have to answer this question. What is the downside? You say witch hunt, we tell you it's not fair to those people. You say reconcile the country, what is the downside? If you investigate or audit, how is it going to hurt the country? So it will be very disappointing if they ever do that, which of course I highly doubt that will happen. But if that happens, it will be very disappointing.
Okay, were you, Francis, who sat on this platform for several months propagating the JMB agenda, will you be disappointed?
That's what I'm saying. I'll be very disappointed. So will a lot of Liberians, and that will pretty much probably be the end, the beginning of the end of this regime, because the Liberian people have suffered for so long. There's nothing anybody can say that will justify not auditing.
Thank you.
And investigating these folks. No.
Thank you. Mickey,
let's go to comment section and put video on you there.
No. I don't see comment section at this time of the show. Listen,
Mickey, remember I stay in the air. The flat.
No, you have to remain in the air. You will remain in the air until the show.
Next I get 20 minutes to leave you and I will join you later on. You gotta go to work. So.
Okay, yeah, we're gonna come to you, Moba. But Mickey, again, let me throw this to you, Mickey. You wake up in the morning on the 23rd of January, the national anthem is played, and then you hear the old man say, fellow Liberians, judging from the way things have gone out and the fact that Liberia as a country needs to be reconciled, we are going to reconcile this country. And one of the ways we'll do it is by avoiding this whole thing about audit. We don't want to be seen as people who want to carry on any form of witch hunt. So this country needs to progress. No audit, but we will ensure that there's development. So, Mickey, what do you think is going to happen? From let's hear you on this one just in a few seconds.
You know, in the Bible, Jesus said,
I mean, you go to power, yeah.
You see the
you won't
little
make the
children?
answer long. You won't make the answer long, Mickey.
Bro, I'm giving you my answer.
Okay.
In the Bible, Jesus said, these children, anyone who will cause a child to lose his or her way, it will be better that a millstone be tied around your neck and thrown in the ocean. It's better for that to happen to you as a human being than to face the wrath from himself. When Joseph Boyka tried that nonsense.
No. Listen. Mickey.
Listen, you think we...
What if there's justifiable reason for that?
Listen.
No. Alfred, you have to hold on. Alfred, calm down.
I stay in the air.
Hold on, Alfred. Mickey, what if there's justifiable reason for that?
I don't dwell in the world of hypothetics. There is nothing for a justifiable reason. As far as I'm concerned, it's an impossible situation, because you know why? Then Joseph Burger will be telling the United States government they are doing nonsense. Everything they ever came, all the sanctions they came up with are complete rubbish. So I will not even entertain that. Like Joseph Burger look, bro. This script has already been written for Joseph Boyka. He's only an actor. The Liberian people has already written the script, and they told him, we want you to play this particular role. Here is your role, play it. If Joseph Boyka tried anything to deviate from the script that has been handed to him, when the people were mining their votes, when the people were repelling every attack for CDC at the various police centers, you think they were doing it for Joseph Burger to sway off the script they have provided for him to go off of? He can't try. If Joseph Burger try it, it would be the fastest way for Ente Katumu to become a widow. Because the pressure will kill him.
No. Listen, Mickey. In life, you don't rule out the possibility of anything, and that's why it's important for us to have this conversation. All of you are beating me in the comment section, and I see. Let me say this. Let me say this. Moba. Okay, Moba is next, right? Okay, let's take Moba.
No, but my view is finishing. Don't let it finish.
I'm done.
My man, you finish.
No,
Mickey,
20 seconds, bro. It will be the fastest way.
The rate
the Liberian people will not physically harm Ambassador Boyka.
The pace at which your answer is going is okay.
But let me say something. I won't correct it. I'm trying to correct it.
Okay, correct it.
The Liberian people will not physically harm Ambassador Boyka. But the tension from the people at that age, he will not withstand it. That's what I'm trying to say. They were not physically harming. But if you thought George Weah government was scrutinized,
but then will you be fair to him? No, Mickey, will you be fair to him? Because listen, you were all here, right? You were all here. The CDC preached this whole message about corruption, how the Ellen Johnson administration was corrupt, terrible things happening. They paraded the streets. They did all kinds of terrible things, and they convinced the Liberian people. They gave the Liberian people reason why the Unity Party government was corrupt and did not deserve another term. All right, though former President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf was going out, Ambassador Buckeye was stepping into the picture, but they gave the Liberian people reason why the Unity Party did not deserve another chance, and laid out how they were going to make sure that they correct some of the things that they thought the Unity Party was not doing right. Now, they took power. They were given the authority to steer the affairs of the country. The only thing we saw was that the CDC came down very quiet, no audit. Everything went as if all the corruption issues that were mentioned during the 2017 campaign disappeared automatically. And you don't want to root out the possibility of anything here.
I'm not ruling it out because you know why?
Root out the possibility of
You know
anything
why?
here
You know
because
why?
this is politics, Mickey.
You know why I'm ruling that out, Nelson?
Mm.
I'm a soccer fan, football fan, right? One of my favorite commentators, his name is Ray Hudson. He worked with Bein Sports. Every time I listen to that public commentary, it just amazes me, the adjectives he uses, right? And one of his favorite lines when a player scores a goal, he will always say, deadly accuracy. He struck the ball with deadly accuracy and malicious intent. Look, George Weah and his cronies came to power with malicious intent. So they could not order the Ellen Johnson Sirleaf government because they already had a malicious intent to steal.
Okay. Thank you.
That's the point.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot. Mobile, let's hear your take on this.
Yeah, take it, Nancy.
Wake
Well,
up in the morning. You hear that we need development. We need to move on and
listen. You can remember during the election period, during the campaign period, I told you I put 50 men out to go campaign and vote for JMB. I seen 50 men. They're still waiting. I would talk to them to take the street of Monrovia to protest. People listen to us. I told you from the beginning. During the election period, where the same people were advocating here for JMB to get in power on the manner of corruption, to fight corruption. So if he changed his tune, we would be the same people that would sit right behind the microphone. The same connection we did to put in power, we'll use that same connection to put a feet on the fire.
But what if the reason is justifiable? What if the reason is justifiable?
We justifiable. There's nothing to be
justifiable. That you want development.
About.
You want to reconcile the country. You want to focus on developing
but corruption get nothing to do with reconcile. Corruption get nothing to do with reconcile. My brother Francis said, so all they put a lie on so they would then be passing scot-free with bundle on their head. We're not condoning that. Now why we take our precious time to come on the platform to preach the message to the people before, and then we still carrying the same thing, and then we come, we change our tune. Someone will say, you know what, the men will talk for, the men they know. They see 50 men I put out during the campaign period. I was put, I see 50 men out to go protest. And I know I will protest to a hall.
Anyway,
and this thing, the good thing about it, this thing.
Thank you.
I come in and let me learn this. The good thing about it, right? The placard that I print with me, Jeremiah and Braca, I see placard that will hold. I'll tell them to go to a hall. Then we'll put on it. We'll put a big corruption sign. We'll print one son of a corruption sign. We'll put on it.
Okay.
We'll go to a hall. We do have a lot of things. We don't have a lot of things. My man, any country before you develop, you gotta be drastic in your action. You can't take your hand, you put it between your foot, then you say because I'll be like brother that. Everybody trying to get side for man. We don't have a lot of things.
Wow.
Wow. The people buying the comment on that.
Yeah. You know, this is important.
Didn't was in the comment section.
No,
my man, stay in the air. What
the person Nancy, your message.
No.
Listen, you can't be in a tower.
I don't have love. I don't have.
The players around the airport, and you can't get instruction for the people to land. You gotta do that job.
I don't have love for the comment section.
My man, Nelson, before that.
Yeah, let me come to Alfred because I don't want his plane to crash tonight. I don't want his plane to crash tonight. Alfred.
Look, Nelson. We sacrifice our time. We sacrifice our resources to make Joe Boakai president. You know why we did that? We want a better Liberia. We want a better Liberia. Look, Niccolo Machiavelli once said, it is better to act. It is better to act than not act and regret. It is better to act than not act and regret. So we are not playing. We are not playing. So what I want to say to you is this. When the guys were doing the corruption, did they recognize that they were hurting people? Did they recognize that they were hurting the country? Think about that. So we are saying to you that Joe Boakai administration will be the most difficult administration ever in the history of Liberia, because we are not going to leave any stone unturned.
But why are you guys trying to make this thing so difficult? I mean, like, anyway, we have to move on, guys.
But
Thank
Nelson,
you.
he said Machiavelli.
Tupac also said,
Nelson, 10 seconds.
Yeah, let's hear you. Yeah, Turi.
So that's why they will keep my brother Nelson on the comment section. I saw the boy. I need my brother some over.
Somebody said you got love for reconciliation, but you're not
making it.
No, but listen, anything is possible. Anything is possible.
Yeah, but now
anything is possible. Right?
Nelson, do you
know that what J used to say football that basically can break
anything is possible.
Nelson,
anything is possible. Whoever thought? Now, let me come in with this, guys. Whoever thought that the CDC that was in opposition for 12 years,
one of me
would have been given the opportunity to serve, and after all of the ills they highlighted, that they would not audit the Ellen Johnson Sirleaf administration. Whoever thought? Not a lot of people saw it coming. Now I know you may say, okay, you saw it, whether you saw it for real or you only saying you saw it because it already not happening. You know, that's that.
I saw it for real, Nelson. George,
I mean, not a lot of people saw that because the CDC was the most vocal opposition black we had in the country. All right. So I mean,
Jack gave us 10 seconds on this.
That 10 seconds. That's how
that party,
yeah.
right?
No. We're not discussing the CDC because there's no CDC.
Nelson, there's a delicate topic.
That's what the boy said. Nelson, y'all love for Joe got going when not make it.
There were many nights during the election your eyes could barely open, bro. You think we're playing fun? Your eyes, they were dying for sleep.
Let's go on.
I do 6 hours of hardcore work, then I can't sit and do another 4 hours. Then he said,
let me ask you, did you do it for audit?
Yes.
I did it for transparency and tranquility.
Tranquility. Yes.
That's
No, guys. No. Let's do this. Let's do this one after another. Let's do this one after another. Let's do this one after another. Mickey.
Start with me.
Mickey. Okay, let me start with you, the co-moderator, Moba.
Yeah.
For about 4 or 5 months, you were coming on this platform, propagating the JMB, message and all of that.
Of course.
Did you do it for audit, or you wanted JMB to be a president of this country? That audit you voted for, or you voted for better Liberia and you wanted JMB to become president of the country?
For the arrest, number one. Number two, the audit, the identical audit and part of it in our arrest. So we discuss it on a daily basis. So based on that, look, let me tell you, if we prosecute people, you know what happened? The same people that will come out there again, they will do the same thing. Even the American government can get in sanction. They don't care about that sanction. They will say, we live in a better life in Liberia. You know what they can say? But at the end of the day, our own government need to take drastic action on all the corrupt officials. That the only way the people that come in there now, they will say, they can make the people shame. So all the time I've been on the show, right? I've been talking 24/6, preaching JMB message. It was one of my real agenda that I was talking about, corruption, and make sure all the people. You see me when I used to put my hand on Joria Mansion, all I 20 million in pay, and I put my finger and go and say, the government confiscated property.
Yeah, I remember.
Okay. So my will call it property should be confiscated. Okay. So all the time I was talking about giving an example. So you see, I'm not just saying that for I'm not just saying that oh, because me I put
Okay, thank you, guys. We have to transition. Today there was an
10 seconds on it.
engagement.
Yeah,
you
you
got
give
10
me
seconds
10 seconds.
on them, Nelson. 10 seconds on it.
Listen, guys. Listen, we
have
have.
You think some our citizen friend we end up losing it, right? Because of tranquility and transparency. Because me talking do 16 hours plus can't take care of baby, they can sit down behind the screen with you and these guys. They can't sit down, they can't tell me tomorrow is a national anthem. We'll change our whole anthem.
Nelson, I'm begging you, man. You guys are not fair to me on this show. You're demanded to know what was in my class. Francia Saber Brown she's insisting she wants an answer.
Nelson, let me tell you this, right, Nelson. Nelson,
Mickey has turned to an advocate, and that
Nelson, let me say this.
It's not fair. It's not fair.
Yeah. Let's hear Ture.
Nelson, let me tell you this. America and our international allies, they are looking at President-elect Joseph Boakai as the man who's going to be responsible for Liberia turning the corner. All right? And let me tell you this. This will be a slap in whose face? Mr. Bernard McCarthy. The man said, look, I've shown you guys all of the facts. Right? Now, take the bull by the horn and do what you got to do to deliver your country. We did that. We delivered Liberia. Now, JMB now, he needs to do what he has to do. Hey, let me tell you, my man. I did not sacrifice 5 months time away from my daughter, including my overtime. To can sit on this platform, Nelson. To can sit on this platform for 5 months, Nelson. You yourself. Come on, bro. Don't play with us.
We did it for country.
There's certain things that you don't compromise.
Ture.
Yes.
We did it for country. And someone is asking, did you do this thing? Did you do this thing for Liberia? Or did you do it for the other? Did you do it to ensure that JMB become president, that the popular will of the people is upheld, becomes a reality? Or did you do it for audit? I mean, audit is just one component. Someone may be saying that. Someone watching the show now may be saying that. Audit is just one component.
Nelson, if JMB, let me tell you this, and I'm going to let him to say this. If JMB does not audit, it will be the beginning and the end. Of Liberia.
No, right? Calm down. Stop being angry. Don't answer this question with anger. Don't answer.
JMB himself made a same comment. JMB himself made a same comment saying that.
For a man who criticized his own government that he served as vice president for 12 years. When he came on, he said, yes, indeed, we did squander a lot of opportunities. When you were vice president then, now he's president. Do you think JMB will not have an audit? Look, if they not audit, I'll walk from here to Batala.
What?
If JMB not audit, I'll walk from here to Batala.
Oh, you walk from America to Batala?
Yeah.
Let me make my 10-second point quickly.
Go ahead, Alfred. This whole audit thing, you know, the way this audit thing is coming across is turning out to be even more important than inauguration. Let me
say this.
Go ahead. Let me hear you out.
Let me say this. All the auditing we're talking about here is not about wishful. It's not about wishful. If you know your hand is not in your cookie jar, you have nothing to worry about, because we are going to ensure that we have the professionals in place to go after the money. We're not going to be going after individuals that have nothing to do with it. Look, let me say this. Let me also quote Niccolo Machiavelli. He also says this: I am not interested in preserving the status quo. I want to destroy it. So for Joe Walker to be successful, he must destroy the status quo. We are no more cousins. The Jowia, he said in the Jowia thing, we are cousins here. So when you prosecute a person, you hurt your other family. We get time for that.
Former President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf said that as well.
We're not going to. We have time for that.
To fight corruption because almost everyone is related.
We need to move.
When President
Nelson,
president, he said the same thing.
Nelson, you're not allowing me to
land my thoughts?
You continue to disrupt me, making me lose my thought. You gotta be very careful to that. Okay.
Go ahead.
Now, thank you very much. Thank you very much. We all sacrifice our time. Someday I will call you from work. I will not go to work. In fact, let me just tell you this. During the election, I had 2 weeks of coming here and not going to school, and I'm reading book. I just sitting there talking about Liberia. You think I have my basic thing to go to? But I love this country. I love this country. This is the only place that we can be deported from.
Okay. No. Alfred, we have to go to the lines. In fact, we will now move to our next talking point. Now we'll end up on this talking point. We'll take calls on this talking point and all of that. But Alfred, now I see a lot of you. To Ray, try responding to this question as to what if Ambassador Bakai wakes up on the 23rd of January and says, we need to reconcile the country, we need to focus on development, and there's no need to audit and so forth. And I saw the angle with Toure, like everyone is so passionate about this audit thing. Why is it so important? Why is it so important? So if we were to place the issue about audit on the table, and then we place development and national reconciliation on the other side of the table, which one would you go for?
They are not exclusive. They are not exclusive. Let me answer that question. They are not exclusive. They are inclusive. One cannot work without the other. There can be no national reconciliation, no true national reconciliation without justice. And justice encompasses audit, prosecution, restoration, and retribution. So one is not, you cannot do one without the other and you say you will have a successful administration. It's not possible. They work together. Nelson, at the end of the day, come, let's be frank and real, bro.
Everything has one.
I'm coming. How much does one person needs to survive? How can one person take millions of dollars and you have the old? I'll give that story. I saw a little girl around about 5-6 years old. 2021, I went to Liberia. We were driving through the plantation, Firestone, to go to Buchanan. And it was around about 8:39, between 8 and 9. The little girl walking with her mom still in her uniform with the rice patch on her head. Her mom carrying her little sibling on the back. And they were just, I stopped the car because it got to me. They were just leaving the farm. She had to leave school, go to her mom on the farm, now help her mom. They're going home now to go beat that rice before the mom can cook. And then that child will eat. Before that food can digest, that child will be up the next morning. How do you expect her to function well? But then you have one individual or a couple of individuals still in the country, and you say one person who the Liberian people we're not
going to end up on this note and go to the lines. I'll put the numbers up very shortly for the folks to
Joe Boyka to do that thing.
No, but listen, we're not talking about corruption in the incoming administration. No, listen, guys, we're not talking about corruption in the incoming administration. We're talking about forging ahead, taking off, turning a new page, starting with a whole new chapter from the incoming administration. So, like in the case of that little girl you just spoke of, that single mom or whoever that had a kid moving on at that time of the night or whatever time they're moving to go and get food to eat, yes, it's a kind of human interest kind of stuff. It's something that anyone will want to listen to, and a lot of people will find themselves in it. But someone may argue. No, please, Alfred, please mute or just turn down the volume of your stuff. Someone may argue that the person in that case, someone where in Bokonjile, in Kawaken, in real Liberia right now, who's going through the exact scenario you just provided, needs development than an audit. Someone may argue that development to that person is more important than an audit of a previous or former, let's say, an ex-official of government.
Nelson, we can
How
walk
about that?
and chew gum at the same time. We can those monies can be restituted. We can retrieve those assets and we use it for the very same development the person in Bokonjile wants. So you're telling me that Samatwe and Joshua and the likes, they should just walk away with those hundreds of millions of dollars and we just sit supinely and start from scratch? Where is the government going to get the money from to carry on the new development? So we want to take the money back. And then while we're using the money for development, then they be paying its retribution. Then they be saying that beyond post stocker paying for their sins.
Okay,
that's just the basic point of it.
Okay, thank you, Mickey. Let's move to Francis again on this one. Francis, I see. I know you are you're very passionate about this country. You're very passionate about the JMP thing. You've been into this thing from day one. You've been on this platform propagating the message. Well, again, let me pose this question to you. Mickey here came up with a very catching scenario, right? A single mother, a single mother coming from the farm late in the evening, just going home to try to find something to eat in a very terrible situation. He had to stop his car. He was very touched by what he saw. And that is the everyday life. That is the reality of thousands of Liberians across this country who will have to go out there. Some are in the rural parts of the country, they have to go on the farms. But come to think about it, some even here in the city, they have to go out, hustle, go around, sell a small thing before in the evening. So in that case, someone may just argue, in line with what the question we're just asking now, someone may just argue that national development is more important to that person than an audit. The whole idea of getting road connectivity to that person, the whole idea of creating a better living standard, revamping the economy and all of that, it's more important to that person than an audit.
Nothing.
Why is this audit so important? Again.
Yeah, I mean, just the first thing, you have to stop bad behaviors for good things to happen.
Okay.
The reason why our country, let's just limit this to our country. The reason our country is not developed is because a lot of bad behaviors in the past have been going unchecked. And when these things continue to happen, then we cannot move forward. There can be no development. Like I have a similar story to what Mickey was talk about. When I went to Liberia last January, I saw kids, one group going to school, that same age group of kids going to the market to sell. And those kids could be no older than 11, 12 years old with stuff on their head going to the market to sell. No kid in Liberia should not be in school. So what you think, if you look at the building, even at the university that they claim to be free, that building is leaking. How can people learn? How can people learn in such an atmosphere? And why you think those buildings are supposed to be, some of those buildings supposed to be condemned? Some of the buildings are condemned. But why you think there's no development, no renovation in these schools, and teachers are not even getting paid? The people that sort of mold the minds of the future leaders, they're not even getting paid. Why do you think that these things are happening? Because of corruption. If you don't stem corruption from your system, there cannot be development. Because first of all, the people that are not building roads, they are not renovating schools. These developmental projects are sort of beautify the country or improve the country. These are not happening because the people. John Brown will say, if I approve this budget to build this road, what's going to go in? Where will I take money for to put in my pocket? Mary Paul will say, if I built this highway or I put drugs in the hospital for the people of Liberia to get treatment, why will I take money for to put in my pocket and enrich myself to just benefit me and my family? These people are selfish. But when you audit and some people get locked up for corruption, that sends a message to the next people that are coming to take over. Say, do not play with the Liberian people money. If you're not stealing the money, it can't be sitting there in the treasury, in the bank account, just growing more. No, you have to spend it. And when you spend it in the interest of the Liberian people, then development comes. So you cannot not audit because of development.
Thank you. We have to hold it at that and go to the lines to take some calls now. Let me put the numbers up real quick. I see a lot of folks trying
I'm so looking forward to it. I'm so looking forward to the callers.
I see a lot of folks trying to call in.
Yeah. Amy says she got like 100 men for the street.
Y'all gotta give Francia a chance to call.
Yeah, Francia can equally call.
Yeah, Amy said to tell you that, Nelson, that she got 100 men. More than 50. She said she got 100 waiting to protest.
So man, I'm spending full money.
Please call us.
So call us up on 0555 101075 0555
Let's put a number over.
And the WhatsApp line is up there. And when you're called tonight, please speak to the issue. Guys, speak to the issue tonight. All right, so let's take our first call here. Hello. Oh, we lost this person. 0555 101075. Our first call here. Hello, you are live.
Yeah, morning.
Morning. Your name and where you calling from?
Yeah, I'm Awakroma calling from Second.
Awakroma, let's hear you, ma'am. What's your take on the discussion?
Yeah, my brother. It's not wish. All this is just about it. But you say if I get as soon as your party, you and your brother money to do business to build a house. Then your brother eat the money. Then your brother will say, okay, no problem. You yourself will look at that money. You say, but my brother, my party do anything, so I say I will do it. So that house will not be. And let me tell you, there is no peace. And there is no peace without justice.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. No peace without justice.
And audit is now vision. And with audit, there will also, let me tell you, that's what they're talking about development. Now, audit can be development.
Thank you. Thank you. Let's hold you there. Thank you. Hello, you're live. Let's hear you.
Good morning. Good morning, Nelson. How are you?
Yes, I'm okay. It's good to have you on the show.
Compliment of the season and a Merry Christmas to everyone there.
Yeah.
Thanks for taking my call. Nelson, you know, when you are paying taxes and you see your taxes at work, you feel so happy and feel so good, especially here in the US.
Okay.
Every day, people constructing roads, bridges. I mean, you see your taxes at work and you feel happy. It do not hurt you.
Okay.
When you're taking the taxes. And at the beginning of the new year, you will get some of the taxes back. So in Liberia, people are working. They are taking taxes. Businesses, Those that have real estates, homes, they are paying taxes. And you see, at the end of the day, you do see your taxes at work.
Okay. So in conclusion,
I mean, you won't feel happy. And we all beat at
so again,
government.
Godwin, what if you wake up on the 23rd of January 2024 and you hear a very strong message that, look, at this point, our country needs to be reconciled and we need to focus on development. No audit. We're not going down that route talking about audit. We want to focus on national development. What do you think is going to happen?
Nelson, for me, I will put people on the street against the United Party government. If Joseph Boakai wake up in the morning and come up with source of release and say, in spite of reconciliation, we should put audit of the past government.
But will you be fair? Will you be fair to
Uh-huh.
Ambassador Boakai? Will you be fair if you were to do that when you did nothing, absolutely nothing in the case of the CDC, when President George Weah took over and he didn't audit the previous administration?
Now see, we all know why George Weah government did not audit CDC government. We all know that. It was a gameplay. It was a gameplay. But in Joseph Boakai case, the UP government case, trust me, that will not happen. Reconciliation will take place, but auditing of the past government or the outgoing government, it will also be taking place.
Okay.
Those guys, they will not go scot-free.
Thank you.
The culture of impunity has to stop, and it should begin with the outgoing government.
Thank you. Let's hold you there.
Thanks for taking my call.
Okay, let's take one person from the local line, then we'll come back here. Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Yes, go ahead quickly. Your name and where you calling from?
I'm Ajibo Karanda, calling from FC Thinker.
Ajibo Karanda?
Yeah, Karanda.
Okay, let's hear you, Ajibo.
Brother, let me just say the one to you.
Mm-hmm.
On January 22nd, being inaugurated, and the 23rd he comes out. I don't care how well he can sugarcoat anything concerning prosecution. Our lives were on the line.
Okay.
We're deprived of a lot of things.
But listen, Karanda, what if a justifiable reason is presented to you?
That's the same thing. Audit is just for his right. When you go to audit somebody, doesn't mean that the person has stolen. So
okay.
It's right. You have to get audited before you can go on the contract.
Thank you. Let's hold you there.
Serious government can be serious. They will not audit people. We do that job. We're not serious.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Karanda. Let's hold you there and take another person from this line. Hello. Good morning.
Hey, Nelson, how are you?
Yes, sir. I'm okay. It's good to have you.
Good. I know, and I just want to thank you for the amazing job that you're doing. So I know you're a journalist, and I know definitely where you're coming from because you just don't want to be biased. But here's the thing. Like the rest of the panelists have already told you, which is very clear enough. Look, you have a country that's starting from nowhere, and you're asking the question, why audit? The audit is just not some other fundamental thing that you do. But this is important because you know that this government was corrupt, and we all know that. So the thing with the audit is that there's something beyond because you're trying to trace what they did. We know they stole money, right? And if you audit them and you can trace the money, the same money you will trace, they can be reallocated to a lot of areas that they didn't utilize first. All right, so the audit is not a witch hunt. You're talking about reconciliation, there are many areas that we can reconcile in the country.
So
the differences. But we're talking about country, not individual, not party. And one of the things
Okay.
Give me 1 second. Let me 1 second.
Okay.
One of the things that we need to recognize is that we got to speak to country. It is not political party. It's not individual. We're talking about what due to the country. So if you don't implement these things, you'll be denying the country.
So
And another
from
thing is
your
that we need to
perspective,
start from somewhere.
from your own perspective, sir,
Right.
you woke up.
Yeah.
Inauguration is the 22nd. You woke up on the 23rd.
Right.
You woke up on the 23rd, and you heard if a very strong message from the newly inaugurated government that look, moving forward, we're going to concentrate on national development. We are going to concentrate on reconciling the country. Audit, we think, is not the way to go. Uh, what do you think is going to happen? I mean, from your own look of things, are you going to be disappointed or not?
I will be very, very disappointed because one person that have said all along. Look, I used to be a big fan of Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, and when she came to office, she started very well, right? But her second half did not go well with me.
Okay.
I mean, I lost complete interest. Now, I didn't follow the Joe We Are because I was not a fan of Joe We Are. So I didn't even waste my time with that.
Okay.
I know that Brown made a mistake by putting in office.
Thank
you. Joseph Boaga, I do trusting, and we have to start from somewhere. We got to start to develop some basic core principles of decency to teach people that you don't come to government to enrich yourself.
Thank you.
But to serve the people.
Thank
so
you,
one
sir.
of the things is that we got to initiate audit so that you can learn from this, so that these folks that come into government now for Joseph We Are administration, they will know and understand that we're coming to help the country to move forward.
Thank you, sir.
If we are successful to retrieve some of those funds, guess what? We're talking about roads, building, bridges, infrastructure.
Thank you.
We have the money for some of the money that are heading across the world. We can retrieve them and then reallocate them to help the bridges or roads.
Okay, thank
That's
you,
the
sir.
starting
Let's
point.
hold you there and take another person. Thanks a whole lot. We appreciate your contribution. Let's take this one from the local line.
morning.
Hello. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, morning. You're live. Let's hear you.
Yeah, thank you, Nelson. My name is David Livingstone Garcia.
Okay.
Yeah, Nelson, normally I don't love to call on this show, but I'm constrained to call this morning. You know,
Okay.
the topic on the discussion is quite interesting.
Mhm.
Nelson, are you killing me? Are you telling me that if this government take over, are you saying that the president should order the regime? You know what failed the CDC-led government? Is because they refuse to audit
No.
the regime.
Yeah, my brother Gazia, let's get it right. I am not saying. I'm only asking a question as to what if you woke up and this is what you come across. This is what you meet. I mean, let's hear from you how you as a Liberian you're gonna react to that.
Look, Nelson, that will be the end of the entire the United Party-led government because there will be a protest from Lima and march from Lima straight to the Capitol building, from the Capitol building to the Executive Mansion. I'm serious about it. Those guys should be audited.
Thank you.
You understand?
Thank you,
The
Livingstone.
entire government should be audited.
Thanks, my brother. Thanks a whole lot. I appreciate you. Thanks a lot. Let's take another person on this line. Hello. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. This is James Zero calling from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania.
It's good to have you on, sir. Let's hear your take on this discussion.
Nelson, let me just start with you.
Okay.
It start with your grandfather, right?
Mm-hmm.
Your grandfather started drinking in the bamboo straw, right?
Mm-hmm.
That time there was no rubber plastic.
Yeah.
Your father upgraded into rubber plastic.
Mm-hmm.
You think why now you eating with spoon? You're not drinking that rubber plastic. You're drinking in different thing now. Because you are upgraded system.
Okay.
The system no more your grandfather is.
So will you be
So
upgrading the
this is Liberia.
system? Will you be upgrading the system from audit to reconciliation
Upgrading
and
the
national
system,
development?
Upgrading the system, it means you see beyond the line. What you can upgrade the system is to stop people from stealing.
Okay.
So when stop people from stealing by auditing them, everybody going to be afraid to steal again. But he said no audit will go reconciliation. It means I say I come there after 6 days when I come, you will not audit me too. So we're gonna continue with the impunity.
But
until
what
Liberia will
what
not
do you
develop
think?
because
What do you
there's no
think is
system.
going to happen? What do you think is going to happen if this auditing is not done? Considering the way Liberians are calling for it left, right, and from all corners.
If auditing is not done, the people that can't, if there's no auditing, there will be more than the other people that get left. That one day, you take that side, they want to go pay horse in heaven.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
So that's it. So the best thing to stop everybody from stealing and say why America coming strong with different things. We ourselves should count on. Is it that thing that existed in America before? It didn't exist. But now it comes, the people looking at it, they know that when they get all the money, they can see the money working.
Wow. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot for your contribution. We take one call from the local line. Hello. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Yeah, morning. Let's hear you quickly.
Okay, thank you very much. My name is CDG Musa Muzugula Dori, and I'm representing the Jesus and the youth. Lesson, what all you guys have been saying since, last night, last night I've been listening to you guys. But that will show that when you put as a topic, it will work on this administration. Everybody went against the CDC administration because CDC refused to audit the past administration. And basically what people went and for Joseph Bagai during the 2023 election was to set the basis not only for this United Party but for all government to come. So it will be necessary for Bagai to audit Georgia administration. Just in case Joseph Bagai administration will go to that, I don't think United Party is going to be having any job left, presidential job again in this country because everybody will go against United Party, obviously.
Okay. Thank you. Let's take this person. Hello. Hello.
Yeah. Hello, Nelson.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah. Go ahead. Please just reduce the volume of your monitor, whatever you're using to monitor the show. Go ahead.
Yeah. So thank you. This is Cyrus from Lockport, New York.
Okay.
Thank you for the show, and thanks to all of the panelists online. So I am. Let me just make the record straight. I am a diehard Unity Party partisan.
Okay.
The essence for which CDC was defeated in this going election was the issue that has to do with accountability. Liberians, we as Liberians need change. We need for our country to move forward. Look, I keep, and I understand from where you come, I keep talking about issue of reconciliation. Look, even in the Bible, in the book of 2 Chronicles chapter 7 verse 14, the Bible says, if my people who are called by my name can humble themselves. So for God to forgive you, you must be able to admit and repent. So for reconciliation, true reconciliation to take place, there must be accountability. People must be held responsible for their stewardship. So holding someone responsible for their stewardship in any way has nothing, or it doesn't take away from the issue of reconciliation.
So what if this doesn't turn out to be the case?
It will.
No, and then what if it doesn't?
But I don't see the reasons why you say if it doesn't. So what make you mean if audit doesn't take place?
Yeah. What if the incoming administration says, look, we want to focus on national development and reconciliation and just forget about this auditing?
I will join the protest.
Which protest?
I will join the protest against my own government because I am an independent thinker. So the reasons why I supported Joseph Boakai, even though I am a Unity Party partisan, is because of his exemplary life through public service.
Okay, thank you, sir.
And so if he doesn't hold people accountable, and it means the same thing the guys who we defeated were doing, he encouraging his administration to do the same thing.
Thank you, sir.
And it must come to an end.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you for the opportunity.
Okay, thank you. Let's squeeze in this person. Hello. Morning. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Yes, sir. Let's hear you.
Yeah, I'm calling from district number 2, Lower Johnsonville.
Okay, go ahead.
I think the reason for Joseph Walker being in president is the fairness we want. And he told us that anything we want as a Liberian, he will do it. Our demand is what we put in there for. So if you just cancel audit, I don't think the government.
But listen, did you vote Ambassador Boakai for audit? That audit Bene you voted Papi for, or you voted him because you wanted change of government, because you wanted new leadership?
How change will come?
No, I mean you wanted to change the regime, you wanted to change the administration. Take out one administration and put different administration there.
I want good things to happen in Liberia. And before good things come, bad things have to be destroyed. Yes. So we shouldn't allow these guys to just go scot-free. We should allow them to pay for
but what if the people say, okay, we're coming, we're just taking over, but we won't focus on development, we won't forget about the other thing?
How can development come? No, we don't have money. How can development come when the guys don't get money?
Okay.
So let them pay. They should pay for it. It's just about just say, today we will think on development and do XYZ. We will stand against him strongly. We shoot against.
Thank you.
The CDC.
Thank you. Let's squeeze this person in. We'll take 2 more calls and then we wrap up. This one. Hello.
Hello, hello, Nelson.
Yeah, Samuel, you're live. Let's hear you.
Yeah, thank you so much, and thanks to my brothers like on the panel. You know, I've been like ill, and I'm calling from China. Yeah, I'm calling from China. Yeah, so that's why you see I couldn't come on the show more. Nelson, I like the way you pose the question, but we need to answer it in a way that people would know that Liberians are not figure-headed people. I think my brother Alfred said it, or I think Nikki said it. Liberian people started their voting from the House of Legislatures or the Senate.
Okay.
Getting a lot of criminals out. That's the first thing you need to know. Why the Liberian people did that? Because they were not served the right way. Disrespected after making all those sacrifices, going into the slum, going into the swamp, voting those representatives and senators. And today, you can see that they got them out. Why did the Liberian people do it? Because they were disrespected. They needed transparency. They needed development. Now, I like the way you put it again. Reconciliation is very essential. But we cannot reconcile and see someone killing you in your own face and leaving them going away when it is time for accountability. I'm giving an example here in China. I'm giving you an example here in China. I'm giving you an example here in China. I'm giving an example here in China. I'm in the north, the only Liberian in the north. And the governor that was supposed to carry on a development here, his brother began to tell him, my man, stop stealing the people money. Stop using the people money traveling, going about. Building, buying houses in other areas. He bought places in Singapore. They took that place from him. He bought place in Thailand, and that's where he went. And when they tied him from Thailand, and they brought him back into China and put him into life sentence jail. Why his brother did that? His own brother went on air and was telling the Chinese here, he told his brother what he was doing was bad.
Okay.
That's another form. That was another form of telling his brother what he's doing is bad. So most of these guys that you see, some of their relatives were telling them, somehow we don't have friends because of CDC.
Samuel, so we got to take the last 2 calls. Now, you woke up in the morning on the 23rd of January, 2024.
Yeah.
And the newly inaugurated government says, we are not going to audit. We want to focus on national development and reconciliation. What will you do as a Liberian?
Now, Samuel Tamagwe, I always post on my Facebook, JMB son.
You're not taking all the office, so Just so you know, go ahead.
I would be the first person to start lashing my own daddy, because from his own utterances that Liberia will be transformed under his leadership. You know, people were taking witchcraft, healing, evilness, and putting it on Joseph Yuma Boaka.
Amen.
They couldn't
Ellen,
find
no,
anything on him.
listen, Samuel. Ellen is our former president. I don't want us referring to our former president in that kind of, manner. She's a former president. She served this country. Let's respect her for that, please.
That is a witch.
No. Samuel, but then, yeah, Samuel, I had to let you go. Yeah, I had to let you go, Samuel. We'll take the last two calls. Hello.
Yeah, good morning.
Yeah, go ahead quickly.
Okay, so my name is Punao Bigwani, and I call you from the Portland community.
Go ahead quickly. Let's hear you.
So my contribution, you made reference to in Chile and other rural communities.
Yeah.
What development?
Yeah.
So what has over the years stopped development in Liberia is the same corruption issue we're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
From 1847 up to present, if our leaders come to this small country, we believe like we'll be one of the best countries within the world. So the best thing for this administration to do, under the stewardship of Ambassador Joseph Yuma Boaka, is to audit.
Okay.
It's all those who are then alleged of corruption, they should be audited. If they are free from audit, it's good. If they are not, and then they'll be prosecuted.
Thank you, sir. Yeah. And then we take the final call now. I'm sorry. We will have to end up with this person. Let's take this person. Hello.
Yes, hello.
Yes, sir. Go ahead. You're live on the show.
Yeah, Nelson, my name is Eugene, calling from Minnesota.
Okay.
Yeah, Nelson, it is true that we're supposed to go through, or we will do reconciliation.
Okay.
It's true. Reconciliation is value, is okay.
And national development as well.
As well, right. National development as well. But Nelson, we cannot have reconciliation without auditing. Look, Nelson, to be very frank with you, I am not United Party man, right? I'm not a United Party, but I'm a strong supporter of Joseph Boaka. If only my woman try it. If only my woman try it. You know, let me tell you something. You know one of the reasons why I was not able to join the military? My late father told me, he said, with the kind of a heart you got, you were able to join the military. I asked him, I said, what? He said, you will kill your leader. Because if you're a leader, what you can do? My own late father, I marched to my woman one day. I said something to him. My father stood up and looked at me and said, look, I wish you were my oldest son. I don't go for nonsense or Nelson.
So
if Omer Boaka try it, bro.
Okay. Don't say the other one that behind you. But thank you, Eugene. I appreciate you. Thanks a lot. Thanks a whole lot. Now, folks. Okay.
The message scared Nessie. Virtually.
I want the best to end the other one. But it's important. It's important. I should do what?
I say you hit it tonight with this. You got some people woke up from the sleep.
I love the comment. I love the comment section tonight.
You guys can beat on me. I accept all the largest tonight. But it's important for us to have these discussions. Because listen, the people anyway, let me not put it that way. This is politics. All right? This is politics. let me not go the other way I was going. This is politics, right? And anything is possible, but a platform like this, discussions like these, will shape the way things will go. It will send a message. And I thought that it's just important that we have these kinds of discussions. But let's do our closing quickly. Let's start with Francis. Francis, let's hear you, sir. Just do your closing in 1 minute.
Yeah, probably gonna be less, but we Liberian people, we need the audit. We don't want it. We need it. You know, sometimes you want to eat food, sometimes you don't want to eat food. But we all need air to breathe. That's how Liberia needs audit. So Joseph Boga has no choice. He will audit. If not, that will be the end of his political career. And all of the people underneath him that are coming, they think that Papa is going to sit there and let him come and steal and tarnish his good reputation. They got another thing coming because the buck starts with Joseph Boyka. So I know this was a spirited conversation, but Nelson himself know I back in mind. Liberian people need audit. So thank you.
I have no view on this show. I have no
I
opinion.
didn't say you have view. I didn't tell you have view. I just say you know I back in mind. But thank you.
Thank you, sir. Alfred, let's hear you, sir. Alfred? Alfred, it's like you have to log out and try to log in again. Something is not okay with your gadget.
I think that happened when somebody tried to call you, while you on. It happens to me all the time. I have to go out and come back in.
Yeah. So Alfred, just log out, right? And then you can try coming back on. Yeah, go ahead, Mickey.
Francis, stop trying to defend that man. You know that man can get your hard on with that Walmart TV 9 on Metro PC internet. Man, get off on man. I run away AFL man. Yeah, but you know, when that guy who spoke, our brother who spoke from China, right? Something nothing be my deal where he said the man bought a horse in Thailand, the Chinese government went to Thailand and tied him, right?
Oh, he really said that? He said the Chinese
excuse me, that thing made me laugh. The man went to Thailand and tied him from Thailand, brought him back to China for prosecution. But yeah, it's the thing, right? Bro, Joseph Boga did not attain his status that he has right now for doing the very things that Nelson, the hypothetical that Nelson just presented on the show. No, Joseph Boga always lived his life in the practical aspect of it, not on hypotheticals, right? The thing is, the Liberian people are the ones who wrote the script. Joseph Boga is just the vehicle to bring it to fruition. Anything short of the Liberian people expectation. The beautiful thing is our democracy has improved over the years and will continue to improve. Things that people used to do, corrupt politicians used to do in time past, and people never knew about it. They were always swept under the carpet. Technology has changed everything. The pressure we bring to bear on any government, it started from the from the George Weah government, and it's just going to get better for the people and worse for any corrupt government. It's just going to look, the intensity and the frequency is going to get very, very much bad for a corrupt government. Look, we will keep everybody feet to the fire. Every government from government to government will keep your feet to the fire. JMB, I don't want to dwell on that because I know it's impossible for he to try to turn. Because everything, the success of somebody commented in the comment section here, they said Joseph Boyka can create the highest jobs ever in the history of Liberia, or he can carry on the most development. His government is still going to be termed as a failure if he don't bring to account corrupt officials of past government. So that is a legacy that he has to leave, and we know that he's going to leave the legacy. That's all I can say. He's not going to veer off the path the Liberian people has chosen for him. He's going to bring to fruition their expectation.
Thank you. Thank you, Mickey. So let's move to Ture. Ture, go ahead. Do your
Yeah.
closing.
So Nelson, look. So pretty much, Nelson, you have to understand. I know very well it's good sometime to bring thought-provoking topic like tonight. I know what you wanted, and you did achieve your goal, Nelson. I'm not going to put you in this space for public ridicule, because what was done in a comment section, I think that's enough. And some people are even calling it for you to even bring the topic back again tomorrow. But Nelson, you cannot have a reconciliation, a comprehensive reconciliation, without a comprehensive audit, right? They comes hand in hand. You know what I mean? People have to face reality. For the Liberia that have been troubled to so many generations, we should be the generation with a unique opportunity to deliver for the next. If we can do anything else, you know how people say every generation have responsibility to the next. Let us pride ourselves for being that generation that united such an old age predicament on our nation. So this is not about if, it's about when. When Honorable Joseph Numa Boaka is inaugurated, that's why the Pabena talking plenty. You listen to his speech in Staten Island. Every time about that speech, you know, words sometimes you don't have to say them. But people that are smart enough, people that are wise, people that have unique style of comprehending stuff, when people speaking, they can pick a thing or two. And everything that the Pabena spoke on that day, you will hear the word poking my ear, all the just poking my ear, all the. So Nelson, this is not, we're not going back. Forward, yes. Backward, no. We have to erect all of the mistakes that we have made to tell you how this was a slap in the face of Liberians. You alluded to this, Nelson. You said how the CDC, they were a robust opposition. Speaking of ills, people expected them to have audited Madame Salif. And Madame Salif did not run away. She was in a country for the entirety of their presidency. What did they do? Every time they said the Oman didn't leave money, the Oman said she left money. The Oman in the country. He said he didn't leave money. The Oman said I left money. The Oman is in the country. Challenging you. But yet you did not audit. You know why you didn't audit? Because the Oman were able to orchestrate a move that capture your hand in a cookie jar. And when your hand in a cookie jar now, you can't move. Because you move, something there. So the Oman are able to control the men and put it in a place where they could not even talk about audit. Because they were all so excited about power. And when they got that power, they all jumped into the candy store, like my man friends alluded to the last time. They're all hyped. Like children in the candy store. All of them trying to grab their sweet. And that's what happened.
Thank you.
So they could
Thank
not
you.
order. Thank you.
Thank you, Ture. So Alfred is back. Alfred, can you say something?
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Okay, I think it's
the Metro PC in the correct now.
Okay,
Man,
but
I'm
let me squeeze Maggie in quickly. Let her just make a point so she makes
Hey,
a very...
Maggie. All the way Mickey say you're not talking here today, you can't stay.
Maggie, please go ahead. Maggie? Maggie, are you here with us? Oh, Maggie?
Hey. Maggie got to go high in the basement of the hospital to talk because she's on the clock right now.
Sleep.
That's not the case. But okay, Maggie is calling back. Maggie, I'm trying for the last time. Well, I hope you'll go through this time around because we have to go. Hello, Maggie. Good morning.
Hey, how are you?
Okay, great. It's good to have you.
Oh, Nelson, I only reached out. I've been calling him. Please, Nelson, if CDC, the reaction, the sedition send you to test the Liberian people, please tell them you did not see us, okay? Because even if JMB send you to test us to see what the Liberian people will say about auditing the we-are-led government, tell my uncle Boyka, you did not see us. We did not vote him into power to compromise the interests of the Liberian people. Auditing is a must in all caps. We sat out on that platform. We put our self on the line just to talk to the Liberian people. And we preach about the auditing, that this government, ongoing government, will be audited. So please, if they send you to test us, tell them say all the Liberian people are going to spend time. You didn't see us.
Thank you. At least I saw one. I saw one Liberian that's on the line speaking with right now.
No,
Thank
you didn't see us. When
Thank
it comes to auditing, you didn't see us.
Okay, thank you.
You didn't see us.
Thank you, Mikey.
Okay, that's not. All I want to say, tell them you're playing. They're playing fair. No, you didn't see us. Go back.
Thank you.
Go back to them and say I try or I test the Liberian people. But the way they were beating me on the show, I don't want to go through that again.
Okay, thank you.
I mean, let Maggie go. That Korean dada come on again.
Okay. So yeah, so please go ahead, Alfred. Do your closing.
Yes. And look, Nelson, we have to be serious here. For 175 years, the culture of impunity has not only crippled the country, but it has dry cleaned. It has dry cleaned the country in all facets, whether it is education, whether it's healthcare, whether it's security, whether it is even in technology. We have nothing to be proud of as a people. We have nothing to be proud of. Let me say this. A philosopher Aristotle once says this. He says, laws will have no authority if they miss their mark. We create laws to put things in places to regulate human behavior. Because if you don't do so, you have chaos. That's why we form government. So when you ask a question, if Joe Biden will decide to say he's not doing what we put him there for, he want to come and do his own thing, trust me, Nelson, we will be in Liberia. This time around, when I only sit on the platform to talk about it, but we'll be in Liberia, we governize our young people. Real history. All revolutions around the world have been led by young people. I will be happy in my grave if I die for the cause of a good government. I will be happy in my grave if I die trying to ensure that the Liberian people have a better life. Right now, as I sit here, I speak to you, my late daughter is sleeping right now in her room. Her one, on her queen-size bed. Her one, she can sleep and roll anyway, anyhow. You have Liberian children right now as we speak, sleeping. 5 people sleeping on one mattress. 3 people sleeping on one mattress. They are heated. No electricity. You enter that room, the heat that in that room, enough for fun. I've been there. I live in Liberia. I know what I'm talking. We don't want this generation to continue to live that kind of life. We want our people to have an opportunity to afford. The government should provide an enabling environment where people can have access to good education. They can have access to quality education, not only good, but it should have quality. We can have access to electricity 24/7. We can have access to good health care. That's the kind of Liberia we envisage. So the question is not if anymore. When Joseph Boakai decided to do that, trust me, the Liberian people will rise up. The Liberian people will rise up. Let me also
Thank
end
you,
on
sir.
this. Let me end on the nursing.
Alfred, you always ending on something.
Look,
you always yeah. Just take a few seconds to.
Let me end on this quote. Nelson Mandela once said, any man, any leader who changes his behavior, that man is not a man to lead a nation. So we're not bringing Joe Bugger in the picture here to come and dangle us around. We are very clear of his mandate and we are very precise. Let Joe Bugger take office January 22nd and come here and can tell a different story. You will see what we do. I end on that note. Thank you so much.
Thank you. So finally, Hank, can you take us home?
Yeah, remember quoting Machiavelli, Aristotle, I will quote Tupac Shakur. He said, Tupac said, just because you lost me as a friend doesn't mean you gain me as an enemy. We end up losing some friends in the party, the CDC or whatever. But we are not your enemies. We want a better future. We want a better tomorrow. Samuel Wodokoli, when you guys were embezzling, you didn't think that 12 years or 6 years were going to end. You, the Finabono, the rest of the crew, all of you didn't think 6 years were going to end. On this topic, Nelson brought up tonight, I kind of understand why he did. It's good. Everybody liked it. It's good to know people inner feelings because we get so emotional, we get carried away. Oh, the woman want boom, boom, boom. Some people, honestly speaking, some people already started thinking, turning the table. Oh, we move on, we sit in power, we do the simo. No, it's not going to be the simo. I lose you as a friend. That does not mean you my enemies. No, you will never be my enemy because the Liberian people have suffered far too much. It is time that we change the table. Tupac also said changes, and it's time for changes. And the changes can only happen if what you voice out that you gonna stand for, that the people voted for, that we sat here many sleepless nights, like Nelson, you, everybody on this platform, the previous platform, Spoon Talk, CEO, and the rest of the crew, and even the other platform that were not on Joseph Boga's side, but they too were up to giving their own lies. They stood up, they did something as well. But I'm just saying this to say that the audit, the reconciliation, the moving forward, they all work hands in hands. When Rwanda came to be where it is today, they had truth and reconciliation. They audited. Those who were sentenced served their term. Served their time. They came from prison. Someone is serving government right now. So it means that Samuel Tuer can go to jail and does not come back and be a better Samuel Tuer. It's possible. Because sometimes people need to go behind the bars to face the realities that they will see their wrongs and turn their lives around. So again, I will call names: the Samuel Wolokoli, the Emmanuel James Porter, and the rest of the other guys who felt that 6 years were not going to end. Your stole, embezzle, Finabono, and the Liberian people struggle. Your time coming. So JMB, the boys in your court, and those who think they're going to just whisper in the paper ear and say this, no. He's a 79-year-old man that I always stood on principles since I've been knowing him 2007. And I know he will stand on his principle to lead Liberia forward. As I close tonight, I want to say thank you, Nelson. To everybody out there in the shadow box or comment box, thank you. Have a blessed one. I see. Nelson, I know where Mickey trying to go.
You're not calling people name. Somebody specifically wanted to talk to you, Jet, and for calling the person name, bro. You're gonna treat our audience like that?
No, wait. You want to bring social issues into the political discussion. You're not infused the
really,
social.
That have said, the people, the men that I tell them why I was drinking on this show, wasn't that social? Hines,
Now,
now cannot tie your tone, Nelson.
Anyway,
To further on that Tupac point, Tupac said, let's change the way we eat, let's change the way we live,
let's change the way we answer our audience question when they ask us, when they
and Nelson, Tupac
so
also
guys,
said,
we want to say thanks to all of you tonight for your contribution on the program.
Yeah, Mickey, my man, Mickey, we need to order your drink, man. They see we order mobile drink that now. We need to order yours.
My man are drinking mics. I keep telling you mics, bro.
Look, let me answer that girl. Yes, I'm married. You happy?
Call again. Which I don't ask that question.
No, somebody, Nelson, somebody pin me. Somebody
that man said he married with such a low tune, low energy.
My man, what?
He's even throwing the question as the he's throwing the question at the viewer.
You want to do that whole lopu?
He's throwing the answer. He's throwing the answer. Yes, look, you're asking me now. You're asking me. You keep asking me now. Yes. Okay. Yes.
Look at this. Look at this Nelson man. This guy. This guy.
Yes.
Nelson, why you not carry your why you not carry your why you not carry your Osa crew to Lopu Wedding? You can bring all the children.
Why are you bring that one?
They almost said you call you. They almost said I call spoon. I said my boy Nelson going to the scene.
But again, I want to say thank you, man. Thank you to everyone tonight. We look forward to having another great show tomorrow. Thanks to our viewers, our listeners. We appreciate all of you, man. And
Ashford, I'm drinking the hard lemonade.
Thank you, Alfred. Thank you, Francis. We appreciate you tonight. Thank you, Mickey. Thanks a lot to you, to Ray, and then Hans. Thanks for being here.
Thank you, brother.
We look forward to having
another. After that Metro PC in Indonesia.
To the people out there, you're in Radio Land, in the diaspora, y'all please send y'all need to Nelson sitting here entertaining y'all sending man Christmas. Yes.
Nelson,
please read the comment section. First, he said, too bad that Heinz is married. Too bad.
The
Christmas song?
Yeah.
What song you in the cabinet by leaving me?
Guys. Listen. We want to always see Hans on the show. We don't want a situation where Hans will go and he can't come back on the show again.
My man, let me say something here. Nelson, quickly. Do you know if my wife leaving now, half 75% of my retirement going to her?
Oh, okay.
The woman no law. The woman are loyal.
So
Nelson put the cash out of so we can do something when you go back. I didn't tell you.
My man, we're not putting the cash out over. We're not putting the cash out up. I got
Christmas time.
No man, Christmas time. We got a recipe for your Christmas.
That's it.
Yeah. Good night, man.
Guys,
that's it. We can snack.
Friends, a good night, bro.
Yeah, thanks a lot, man.
And you see Nelson in studio, he put a lot body now, but when you go to the end of press conference, I think you put a lot body in. Come
me I will remove from this set.
I really remember, Nelson. I really remember.
The guy is trying to be. He needs to be better.
Nelson need to bring him back.
I will come on.
When Nelson you need to bring Mickey back. It's not fair.
I will come on. I think Friday because because I'm going to work tomorrow and the next 2 days.
Okay.
Nelson bring the brother back.
So thank you, man.
My man, Ture, let's go in a group.
We'll be there. And Nelson,
the topic tonight was very stimulating, man. It was
no. He did. Nelson did something very smart.
That's what I said. It was all premeditated about Nelson. Nelson wanted to evoke certain emotion in the people, and he did though.
Man, that's what make the man's a great journalist.
He played the devil advocate, and he did well. He did extremely well, Nelson.
No, he did.
It was thought-provoking, and the audience, the audience responded the way you wanted them to respond. They really expected these responses, though.
So you guys are celebrating my flogging in the comment section.
No, you made a show very interesting, Nelson. That's the way to take your time and go through the comment section, bro. You enjoy it, trust me.
No,
you like it.
We were going like this. All of a sudden, you carried acting like this.
That was good. That was good.
Because but you know what? There are some people who want to turn the table easily.
Nelson, some people say you should actually. They say there should be a continuation of the topic, though. For real, I'm not even kidding. But look, there's the thing though. Nelson, look, sometimes it's good to be thought-provoking, right?
It is.
And I think you did that tonight because you got a lot of reaction from people, and that's good. Because sometimes you need to keep people comfortable and uncomfortable at times.
My anticipation was that we were going to go into.
Because you just go good net. Tell her good net.
My anticipation tonight was that we're going to go deeper into what happened from the GE. I was not expecting that the whole thing we're going to turn around because we started on our path. I said, no, I got to join the conversation.
Mickey don't say nothing about the man connection, man. No, I just reminding him that she wishing a good night, so he should be a good night too.
Good night, Francia.
Okay.
I trust my brother. I trust my Congo brother.
Let's hope we can have another show tomorrow.
You gotta get her license, though.
Yeah, good night, brother. Good night. Thank you so much.
By the grace of God, we will.
Good night.
Thank you, Nelson. Good night, bro.
Okay. So, folks, that's how I would like to join on the curtains on this edition of the Late Night Show, the Late Night Politics on Spoon. Thanks a lot to all of you out there for watching and listening to the program. We've been live on Spoon 107.5 FM, Fabric 101.1, and Super 95.5 FM. The program have also been relayed on. It has been relayed on several radio stations across the country. Thanks to all of the partner radio stations that continue to relay the Late Night Show. You can join us tomorrow with another edition of the program. I'm Nelson Collier. Until then, have a good night. Liberia is all we have, so let's remember to keep the peace. Bye-bye for now.
Yes, sir. A special one from the CEO, Stan coming with the spoon. And your boy, right at the South Band. Charges on the beat.